But don't have me so big. I don't think you need me on that screen, mate. Okay, apparently we're live. That's what we're hearing, so we'll get there. It's been a it's been a close one. Okay, so if you're just joining us, technical problems. I'm in Portugal. This is all happening in Denmark, and we have got a super session for the NoerStick Youth World Cup up in cold Hawaii. It's a different format we're used to seeing. It looks like they've got good conditions. We've got some pro riders up there, so Victor Fernandez, Mark Paré, and these guys are up there, and I think they're going to be helping out. But from what I can understand in this hectic situation is we're going to have two semi-finals. So the first semi-final is going to have two teams in it. Second semi-final, two teams. Yes, it's a team event. And what will happen is only one rider from each team will be on the water at one point. So the first rider goes out and they have to get a jump and a wave. But there's a difference. When they do their jump and the wave, they have to put their hand up and claim it. When they claim it, the judges will score it. As soon as they've got a jump and a wave, they can then come in, tag the next guy goes out. So it's a team event. The first team to complete their maneuvers will get a bonus 10 points. So you've got to do it quick, but you've got to do it well. So there's going to be a difference. Do you just go and bash out anything and try and get the bonus 10 points? Or do you try and hang around and wait for that perfect wave and get the best jump or wave in? Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So let us know what you think of the format. They need to get rid of me off the screen. I was just saying that before we went online. I'd rather watch the windsurfer than my ugly mug. So hopefully they'll get rid of me soon. If they can hear me in Denmark, get rid of me. Let me know who you think. We've just got the teams coming through. Because the problem is with that screen, we can't actually see the action as well. But we're going to try and do, I guess, the split screen where they're going to have obviously one team in one screen and one team in the other. Let's just hope they've told the cameramen that, because we might have action going on behind the mini screen. Let's see. Let's see. It's a work in progress, as all these things are. But you wouldn't be getting this live if we weren't bringing it to you. So that's the excuse right now. But hopefully it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. Where are you watching from? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Apparently I'm getting some stuff through on my WhatsApp. I'm not. Okay, well, we'll bear with that. Who do you think is going to win? Let's have a look. We should be getting the teams through pretty soon. I'm not sure we're going to get them on your screens. Let's see what happens. What have we got? Let's have a look. We've got someone's in a maths lesson. Cam in a maths lesson. Well, that's fair enough, you know. But school first. Well, you are going back. I mean, it's got a few weeks to get into it. Slowly build up into the maths and all the lessons. That's for sure. What else? It looks like there's plenty of breeze out there. It's quite onshore, from what I can make out on the camera. 1 hour from Klitmuller. We've got Kim Jensen. Nice picks we're hearing. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be interesting conditions. It's almost, they could be able to jump on starboard tack as well. That might be an interesting one. Are we going to see jumps on both sides? And what wave moves are we going to see? It's onshore. We might see the backside kind of moves, shackers, maybe some shove-its, or if they can go frontside, I'm sure the judges are going to love that. They say we're waiting for the teams. If you are just tuning in, so it's a new concept. It's a super session, but it's in teams. 2 semi-finals. So 2 semi-finals, so 2 teams in each semi-final. Best team goes through to a final against the other team, obviously. Only one rider from each of the teams on the water at one point. So the first rider will go out. So it's kind of like a head-to-head. And they have to get a jump and a wave and the judges will only score the jump and the wave they claim. So at the end of it, they stick the hand in the air to say, yeah, that's the one I want you to count. So they say they go out and they have maybe the dodgy forward and they're not happy with it. If they don't claim it, the judges won't score it. But if they go out and do a massive double or push loop, or, maybe they do a nice forward and they think, well, that's okay, they claim it, the judges will score it. Is a bonus 10 points for the first team to finish. So if, a team A goes out, smashes out all the moves, maybe they're not so good, but they get this extra bonus 10 points. Oh, there's a wave coming through. It's going to be tricky to, hopefully the riders don't get hidden between that little screen we're seeing. I think I'd prefer to just have the cameras switching from one to the other at the moment. Can we do that, Finn? Is anyone over there in Denmark? Yeah, I think that's going to be better. And then we'll switch. I trust Finn to switch. There's only 2 riders on the water. So the chances of them doing a move at the same time, well, actually, I say that. We've seen it a lot of times in the PWA before. But I think we're going to be looking better at the full screen. But let us know in the comments what you think. Like I said, I think the big screen and switching between the cameras, we're only going to have 2 riders on the water. I think that's going to be, I think, the best way to do this. But again, let us know. Who we got? We got Bruno out there. Says, hey, Ben, good to hear you live. Yeah, we're live. We haven't done much live. We've got Ali saying, who else does techno? Well, you imagine take your techno out there, mate. Do some big old jumps on that thing. Get a bit of wind. What sail size are they on? I'm waiting for some information, because if you don't know, I'm obviously Ben Prophet. You've heard me commentate before, but I'm in Portugal and we are doing the live commentary. All the action is happening in Denmark. I say that with the kind of smile on my face because I think it's just crazy how this stuff works. But yeah, that's how we're doing this to make this happen. Okay, the format, yeah, we've got the format. So I'm just getting some stuff through on WhatsApp at the moment, and I'm going to read you out the stuff. So it looks like Team 1, Anton Richter. We got Lena Erzin. We got Marlon Magnus. We've got Peter Gobish. We got Lassie. So we've got some, and Victor Fernandez. Bloody hell, that's not a bad team, is it? When you got Victor in your team, you're going to be pretty happy with that. Team 2, we've got Gasparini. We got Valters. We've got Nick, Sprandenberg, Martin. Oh, sorry. Maria, sorry, Baron. I'm reading someone's handwriting here. So bear with me. We got Lars Bubalak. He was there the other day. We've got Mads Holton, and he's got Arthur Arukin in his team. I mean, Victor Fernandez, you'd be happy if he turned up, wouldn't you? So just looking at the pro riders, like I say, it's the first time I've seen this. So we've got Mark Paré turning up. We've got Mads Bjorna. We've got Victor Fernandez and Arthur Arukin. Yes, it's the Fanatic Duotone team. They've come over to Denmark. They're doing like a kind of early autumn new gear. They've just launched all their new gear, so they're out there, having a bit of a team get together by the sounds of it. And obviously they've come down to the event today to help out and get involved, which I think is super cool. Team 4 looks pretty good. Valers in, Liam Dunkerbeck, Hans Gobish, Noah Vintner, Simon Thull, Lena Windup, who won the women's, the girls' youth competition the other day, and Mark Paré. And by the looks of it, the pros are going to go twice. So he's got Mark Paré times 2. I'm guessing that means he hasn't already done a double. So, yeah, if you've got one of the top pros, which I would say at the moment, Mark Paré is, he is fully on it right now. If you've seen any of the warm-up stuff from Pozo in the summer, obviously Victor Fernandez, Mads Bjorn is a local, though, to Klitmøller. Obviously, Tobias Bjorner's dad, and he's got Tobias Bjorner in his team. Do you think he went, oh, no, I've got dad. I wanted Victor Fernandez. Do you reckon that happened? You'd be gutted. Would you be gutted? I don't know. His dad's pretty good. He's pretty handy. Knows the spot for Victor Fernandez. I don't know. I don't know. Who else have we got? Let's have a look, see if we got out there. We got hi from Australia. We got Simon Maggs, our one-handed backy I saw before. I don't know, you must have seen that on your screen, so I didn't comment on it, but it was definitely happening out there. Like I say, a few of the pro riders out there. What we got? Oh, apparently he's not the owner. We just got Simon Tuil. Okay, so that's how you pronounce his surname. I always get the family telling me how to pronounce the names, and it's fair enough. I'm all for it. So I need all the help I can get. My pronunciation is rubbish. So Tuil. I didn't have the roof racks though. I'm sorry, but by the sounds of it, he is not the owner of the Tuil roof racks. That's a shame. That would have been a fairly solid sponsor right there, wouldn't it? So good to have the family on. The Stig. You're not on Top Gear as well, are you, mate? Bloody hell. Top Gear invented the roof rack. Killing it. How's the wind? We're waiting to hear an update on the wind. Looking at the sail sizes, it looks pretty breezy. Out there. I mean, they're not big guys because they're all the youths, but there's definitely 4 meters out there for sure. Yeah, so Pro Rider sails twice on the first and the last in their team. So it sounds like the Pro Rider will go first. So we'll see Mark Paré, Victor Fernandez, Arthur Rootkid, and Mads Bjorna in their first round teams. Then the rest of the team will go one by one, and then the last rider will go. I'm sure there's a few new people turning in now going, what's the format? I've already explained it twice. A bit late, and we were planning, or they were planning, a 11 o'clock start local time, which was 5 minutes ago, but apparently the pro riders turned up late. Of course they did. Yeah, that's how we better. Tool. God, if only I could pronounce names. Not the Stig from Top Gear either. Stig. Tuil. Never know. The Windsurfing Stig. I've been the Windsurfing Stig before. Are we going to bring that back? Well, there's a few people asking to bring that back. The windsurfing testing team. I tell you what, though, it wasn't the best. You couldn't see where you were going with those helmets on. Right, let's have a look. I'm going to wait for a few more people maybe to tune in. Or late forward there, just going down on screen, but nice. Gets away with it. I'm going to, like I say, wait for a few more people to tune in before I tell you exactly what's going on. Let me just find out sail sizes, what roughly we've got, and a start time, because obviously this is not a full-blown PWA event, so we haven't got the full team behind it, and all that sort of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, which you don't see, which helps make the event well. We've got lots of volunteers, obviously, up there in Cold Hawaii, always have in Klitmuller, but in terms of getting all the information online and having the live ticker and all this sort of stuff, as far as I know, we haven't got that. So it is a little bit, we're playing it by ear, we're going through it, we're working it all out. So we're just I've just put a comment through to our head judge over in Denmark, just to give us a bit of idea of what sail size everyone's on, and give me a new estimated start time. I was thinking maybe we're going to do some more live on the channel. Maybe we could do a weekly, you send your videos in and we go through it, or we could do a live Send It Sunday. I'm interested to hear some feedback for that. Maybe the live Send It Sunday might not be as good as the pre-recorded one. I don't know. It's been a bit busy with the live to do the one this Sunday, but I have got quite a few cool clips to do. So 11:15 is the estimated start time, which is in 5 minutes, so not long to go. So like I said, we could do like a send your videos in and we talk it through. Obviously it's got to be for members. I can't be doing it totally for nothing. So if you remember Windsurfing.TV, you send your video in and then we basically dissect it maybe one time a week or something like that. If anyone's interested, hit me up in the comments, let me know if it's a good idea, bad idea. I don't really do much live on my own. I'm not that technical, as you can see. 4 meters and 4.5 sails they're on. We're just hearing from our head judge over in Denmark. It's pretty windy. They're saying it's pretty windy. I think we're in for a real fun super session. Like I say, we've got a couple of pros lined up in there. Victor Fernandez, Mark Paré, Mads Bjorne and Arthur Arukin. I tell you what, Arthur Arukin, he looks like he has been putting in, he's been putting in some work. I've seen some really good stuff from him. Who's going to be the top seed? Who is the top seed now? I mean, Victor Fernandez on paper, yes, but the young guys are pushing him. And then we've got the local Mads Bjorne. So, interesting. 16 meters per second. So that's 32 knots by my reckoning. So that's pretty breezy. You're right. Got a fair bit of action going on there. Okay, let's put the bigger screen on. We've got Micah saying, I'm still trying to convince my dad to go for a forward loop. Come on, Dad. Who's your dad? I've just got Micah on there. Maybe he's got a dad who we know. Maybe we're going to push him to go for a forward loop. I did think actually about doing a motivational forward loop video, which is obviously have technique tips in there and stuff, but it's a lot to do with motivating you to, so you can understand that it isn't as bad as you think. But anyway, like I said, we're going to get into this competition very soon. We've got a 4-minute countdown. And it's all about motivating you guys to go send it. And these guys are going to be sending it in the super session. So in about a minute's time, I'll explain the format one more time, just so you understand it. So anyone, new tuning in will understand exactly what is going to go on. But I think it's kind of a fun concept. Never seen it before, never even heard of it. So they've obviously just made it up on the spot, but we like it. Surf and climb. We got great to see competitive wave sailing again in this crazy times. Totally crazy times. They kind of messed up the whole PWA. So I'm glad to see the youth are getting a crack at it. Obviously, it's not a full fleet from the youths. It was that back leap from Liam Dunkerbeck. That's probably what we're going to see. He's a very talented fella. He's obviously got a talented dad. You've probably heard of him. Bjorn Dunkerbeck. Yeah, we catapult though. Nice catapult. What else have we got on here? We've got there we go. We got Talk Hex saying, I'd love to see a form check Friday type series, providing comments on techniques from members' videos. I think it's a good idea. And we could also have a few riders where they give us updates, so we could follow the progress as Tweet Push Loop getting doesn't quite make it from Liam Dunkerbeck there, but I think it's kind of a good idea. Maybe a few of the higher paid members might get their own little feature on it. We keep coming back to them. All you need is a GoPro, film yourself. You obviously need some wind. That's always the bugger. You can't plan too much in windsurfing. Makes it pretty tricky. What else? We've got a few comments coming in. We're going to kick off pretty soon. My mate Mark Taylor is a wuss. Come on, Mark Taylor, mate. Sort it out. Looks like Micah's going to film it. At 55 years old, a forward loop is scary. I have taught quite a few over 50s now to forward loop. It's not scary if you've got the right technique. I can definitely, hand on heart say an impact vest is better. It does just lessen that hit on the back. Whereas as a young kid, the hit on the back is nothing. But when you get a bit older, that hit on the back, you do get a few bruises, and the impact vest makes a difference. It's not scary, but there is an impact on your back, obviously, on your first couple. So the impact vest, I would say it. I was thinking maybe we should have a send it impact vest, send it suit. I think it's all good. Okay, so we're getting up to close to the start of the competition. Looks like everyone's coming in now. Okay, so the concept is we've got two semi-finals. I think it looks like you say Duncan Coombs is on the beach now, just going to go through it with the guys. So there's 2 semi-finals. In each semi-final, we have 2 teams. In each team, we have 1 pro rider. The pro riders we've got is Arthur Arukin, Victor Fernandez, Mark Paré, and Mads Bjorna. These guys will go first in the team and they will go last. So they go twice. In between these pro riders in each of the teams are the youths who are at this competition. So it's a team event. And what you have to do, the format is 1 guy on the water at a time. He does a jump. Now he has to decide then and then, does he claim that jump? Is it one he wants to score? If it's one he wants to score, he puts his hand in the air and that jump will be scored by the judges. He has to get a jump and a wave ride. Then he can come in, tag his next teammate, and then his teammate will go out and they will perform a jump and a ride, claim it, and this goes through until they get to the last man, which again will be the pro rider to go again, and that will be it. The first team to finish jumps and rides from each rider and claim them all and come in will get a bonus 10 points. Now you have to realize now, is speed more important or is staying out there and getting your best jump? Because if you've got like a 2-point forward, but if you stay out and you've got an 8-point back loop, there's a big difference there. So it might stay, might not be such a time thing. We will have to see how this works out. Kind of interesting to see. If you are just tuning in, this is the NoerStick Youth World Cup up in Hawaii, Denmark. So it's in Denmark. They've got plenty of breeze, 32 knots at the moment onshore. So maybe not on the tiniest of sails we might see if it was cross shore. So between 4 and 4.5 meter sails, and it looks like we might be off already. Looks like Arthur Rukin, I think we've got in this, and Victor Fernandez. Is that Victor Fernandez? He's got some speed. Stall forward. What are we going to see? No claim. Oh, no, it looks like a little warm-up by the sounds of it. Hopefully we'll be getting some updates from the judges. Updates would be good. Goes into my WhatsApp group. And I'm going to read you out the teams who's kicking off. Oh yeah, that's Victor Fernandez, I think. Looking at him, looks like him. He's got the new duotone. They've got some crazy looking boards as well, Fnatic, this year. Obviously their 40th anniversary. Been around a long time. I'm 42, nearly as old as me. And it's interesting to see they brought back some retro designs. I think that's pretty cool. I think they've gone down pretty well from what I can understand. Are you going to PWA Tyree? I don't think I am, because Portugal's now been put on the quarantine list, which is going to make things a little bit more awkward. Okay, 49 and rediscovering windsurfing. Good lad, Simon Maggs. Windsurfing.TV is what brought me back. Tell the brands that so they support me more. Some of them are pulling out. It's kind of upsetting me. Good though. Good to see. Good to see that. I've had quite a lot of emails. Scary how many people are getting back into windsurfing. I say scary. It's amazing. I'm not joking. I've had so many emails saying, oh my God, actually watching videos on YouTube has brought me back into windsurfing, motivated me, which I think is so cool to see the effect of it. Here we go. It looks like this has got to be business, surely. Right now, to me, this looks like Victor Fernandez got that movie star sticker on his sail. Oh, first time we're seeing Victor Fernandez live. There's the forward loop, full plane in. Stall, does he claim it? I don't know. Is that claim? Or does he want the double? Is he eating into the team's time? Oh, he's got a nice ramp now, though. Oh, goes down. Cannonball. Oh, no. He was setting up there, wasn't he? That was a 6-stalled plane in forward, though, from Victor Fernandez. Have we missed watching this live? I think we have. Ooh. I think that was Arthur Rukin there. Faruqin and Victor Fernandez going head to head, the first riders of their team. It's the two pro riders going head to head. It was obviously going for the double. Faruqin, he knows he's against Victor Fernandez. They want to throw down a big jump, and Victor's kind of putting on a show at the moment. He hasn't claimed any moves. He's probably thinking, well, Arthur's still out there. We're still on good time, so I'm just going to have a nice free session here. There we go. Tony, you hooked me back in, Ben. I should be screen grabbing this, sending it to them. I've been trying to explain to them for years. It doesn't matter, as much what brand you're on. It's about promoting the sport and getting people energized about windsurfing. And that's how I see my job at the moment. Sounds like a weird job role, but that's how it sees it. There we go. Oh, just behind the flag, but spots it. And does he claim it? I think he will in the onshore winds. Yeah, there we go. He's claimed that. So that will be a counting jump for Victor Fernandez. Really nice double forward. Unfortunately, right behind the NoerStick flag. But NoerStick are bringing you this live stream. Without those guys, without me missing my windsurfing sessions over here, Finn, you owe me. We wouldn't be doing this. But we thought, as they say, do it for the kids, man. Got to do it for the kids. And trust me, I don't do many things for free. But this one I think is a worthy cause. NoerStick obviously supporters of the channel as well, so, and Finn's a nice bloke. What can I say? There we go. Taka, he might be claiming this as well. He's going to be switching it around. Victor Fernandez is just silky smooth, isn't he? He makes waves that are whatever they're not much waves. He makes them look like a keeper usually. And there we go. He claims it. So a double forward loop and a tacker and a little wave ride to finish off. And Victor Fernandez is looking good for the team. Looking good for the team. We love that. Team's got to be happy with his performance, haven't they? Looks like a Maui sails, that one. Oh no, sorry, it's the duotone. That's the new Superstar. I think I preferred the one with the big star on it, but I'm old school. I remember the first Superstar with the little bit hanging off the lead. So I think if I was a duotone rider, I'd be getting the one with a star on it. That's actually not a bad idea. Comment coming in from Surf and Climb, I think it is. It's quite a cool concept. Is this Anton Richter? If this is Anton Richter, check this guy out. Again, it's going to be difficult for me because you can't see sale numbers. But Anton Richter, the other day, he won the under 15s category. So this guy must be 14 or under. But I mean, he has got some skills, this fella. You're going to watch him in the future. I was told, actually, Philip Richter, really top sailor in Germany, is his dad. And there we go, back loop. 14 years old, going to claim that. Yes, he claims it straight away. He knows that onshore conditions, it's not going to be easy. So claims that back loop straight away. We just heard him from the judges that Victor has claimed a double, which is 7 points, and a 6-point wave ride. Yeah, like it. Sorry, yeah, Surf and Climb said you need to get a Send It Sunday soundboard. Yeah, like with like they have on the radio, where you go, ooh, that looks painful. But like I said, if we did a live Send It Sunday, just need a soundboard with a few of the catchphrases on. You guys send me the clips, I'll have them all lined up, and we go through it together. Could work. It might actually be, for me, a lot easier because it would be live, and once it's done, it would be done. Unlike what goes through at the moment, which is just a whole couple of days of pain, me making the Send It Sunday. It's a lot of work, actually, more than you think. Maybe that's the future, people. Maybe that's the future. Here we go. Oh, tabletop forward from Faruqin. He's probably going to claim that behind the NoerStick flag. Getting his branded in there, Finn. What else we got? We got Hey Ben. We pulled together a count of how many people have come back to windsurfing and will likely buy equipment due to watching Windsurfing.TV. Therefore, the brands would do well to sponsor Windsurfing.TV. That's what I tell them, but it's very hard about hard facts. I do get emails though, genuinely, I've had about 30 emails of people message me say they've genuinely got back into windsurfing from watching Windsurfing.TV. And I've had a few people come back from kite surfing because of windsurfing. That's what they tell me. I can only say what the emails I've got. But it's pretty cool, I have to say. That kind of motivates you to carry on. Definitely not the money, I'll tell you. Claimed. If you are just tuning in, we've got a team event going on. It's a super session. Again, the other guys who have been tuned in from the beginning will be like, okay, we know. But it's a team event. We've got pros in each team. They're going to go twice. And what happens is one person on the water each time. As soon as you do your best move that you think is your best move, you put your hand up, claim it. The judges will score it. You have one jump, one wave. That is it. Then you come in and your next teammate goes out. So far, it's been pretty interesting. We've had Victor Fernandez scoring a 7-point double and a 6-point wave ride. Arthur Arukian, after 7 minutes, just claimed a 5.5 table forward. So he took his time to get that. Could he have done that earlier? The first team to finish gets a bonus 10 points. Tony says F2 Fanatic Lightning. That's not true, because the F2 Lightning is different to the Fanatic Cat. I used to have an Ultra Cat and a Mega Cat and an F2 Lightning. I used to be big into my longboard racing. But it's the F2 Lightning and the Fanatic Ultra Cat or Mega Cat, depending on how old you are. I had an Ultra Cat first with some crazy graphics on it. Crazy graphics. Oh, and Arthur just claimed a 7-point wave ride. So that was obviously a while ago. We've changed over to the next riders in the team. This is Anton Richter on your screen, one of the young up-and-coming German sailors. I think he's been in Pozo most of the summer, Gran Canaria, and he has been looking really good. He won the under-15s category on the first day of competition here at the NoerStick Youth World Cup, and he looks like he will be a force to be reckoned with in the future. If you are, I've got to say it while we're online and there's people tuning in, we have an interesting podcast for you today. I'll let you guess who it is. He's probably the best known windsurfer in the world. Who could it be? Who have we got on the podcast? It's waiting for me to say it's live. It's ready to go. Everything is ready. It's all linked up. But I'm going to do this live before we put that podcast out there on the channel. But we have maybe got the all-time king of windsurfing on the podcast today, and then next week we've got a very interesting one as well, someone from in the industry who has some super I keep saying interesting, but interesting stuff to say. Oh, there we go, you ruined it. First guess. Okay, I'll let a few people guess, but yeah, it wasn't hard, was it? Best known windsurfer in the world. He also talks about the Bernd Rodiger situation as well, which is interesting. So at the moment, we've got Anton Richter has just claimed he got 5 points for that back loop of his, and he got 2.5 on his wave ride. So he is in, and he is going to change over to the next teammate. We've got Maria out there as well, and she's gone out there for team 2. So she's going to be trying to bust for it. Yeah, we've got Mad saying Dunkerbeck, Tony saying Robbie, the VS saying Robbie Nash. It's got to be one of them, isn't it? Who do you think is the best known windsurfer on the planet? Oh, Ford Luke getting sideways. I like the style on that. Didn't quite get the power in the front of the sail, but very nice technique. Just a few tweaks to that forward and it will be perfect. But I like it when I see people go sideways. It's such a much safer way of doing a forward loop. You don't get pulled around by the gear, which is always the danger of forward loop, is when you are just along for the ride, a passenger, so to speak. We got Malta Ignore. That's what it says on my sheet. He's going out now as we just are running in. Ben Prophet. Best known windsurfer of all time. Might not be Ben Prophet. Maybe I should do a podcast. Actually, maybe I need to do mat check. So Maria claimed a 3.5 forward. So that was Maria at the back there. It was pretty solid. I really like like I said, the angle of it. A few claims coming in. If you are just joining us, this is the NoerStick Youth World Cup. It's a PWA World Cup as well. Not all the juniors and youths are there because of obviously what's going on around the world, but you know, you can't call a World Cup off just because a few people can't go. You know, why would you? It doesn't matter. I mean, that's not their fault, but it's not the guys who can attend's fault either. So for me, the show must go on. And it's, I think, negative for windsurfing to call events off. Obviously, if you can't run the event and it's dangerous, yes, I totally agree. But if it's just a case of some people can't attend, then I personally don't think we should call it off. There's enough good riders in this to make a good World Cup. I think they've put on a superb show this week so far. Team 2's third rider is up. Mads van Holten is out there in the mix. Got Tony saying, Ben, is this in the Gulf Stream? I don't think it is in the Gulf Stream. But I'll tell you what, when I was there, that's a nice turn on the inside from 2019. I remember that sail number from the other day, but a solid wave ride on the duotone. Pretty sure, looking down my list, that might be Mads van Holten. Just going through a few. I haven't got all the information I'm used to having. So, yeah, a lot of people saying Bjorn Dunkerbeck as if he's the best known windsurfer of all time. Maybe he is. I suppose it depends how old you are. Maybe I'm giving you misleading information here. He's definitely the most decorated, but is he the best known? I'm going to try and pull up a couple of things from the other day, just so we can keep up to date with exactly what's going on here. Got some good moves going down. Got onshore winds, but we got 30 over 30 knots. There we go. So Mads, it was Mads. He had a quick 3-point forward and a 4.5 wave. So obviously a tactic from Mads and thought, if I spend more time out there, am I going to get better than that? Probably not. And he's switched over to Gasparini. This is Mini Gasparini. Beautiful forward. Oh, just gets a little bit wet on the landing, but is he going to claim that? He thought about it, I think, and then thought, actually, no, I'm quite enjoying myself out here. Having a great day sailing. So fourth rider for Team 2, it is Giulio Gasparini. This is Raimundo Gasparini's son. Seen a lot of sons of famous windsurfers pushing through, which I think we are seeing a massive spike, let's say, in the next generation of windsurfers. I think, you know, guys from, let's say, 18, 16 years old at the moment down to sort of 9, there is a lot of windsurfing, ex-windsurfers, ex-pro windsurfers sons coming through, and there's few below that as well who are coming up, which, you know, Klaas Vogt's got a couple coming up, you know, Robbie Swift, I'm sure, you know, in a few years there's going to be. So we're going to have this big hit of basically professional riders' sons and daughters, I should say, daughters as well, coming through. And I'm looking forward to seeing who pushed through. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing the dads on the beaches. I've seen, you know, Bjorn Dunkerbeck and Mads Bjorn and these guys on the beach. And almost that's more worth watching than what's going on the water sometimes. There's some brilliance. There really is. This is Gasparini. Lena Erzin has just gone out. There we go. Just seeing the end of that from Lena Erzin, really top freestyler. Michelle Hansen, keep going on about Finn North. I think there's something going on there. I try not to mention it too often, but I'm going to have to ask Finn about this. I'm not sure that's your real name. You never know. Here we go. Nice wave rides. Erzin. A few people running on the beach. Pulling down a solid wave here. Like I say, holding on for the girls. Good work from Lena. Is she going to claim that? I would. Get your hand in the air. Hooks in. Is that a claim? It seemed to claim it. We've got Raoul saying Robert Toritiao. Tony, I remember Robbie Nash doing the first duck jibe on the ABC Wide World of Sports. The commentator went nuts. Didn't even have a name for it. That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, that's the thing. What I like about the podcast and stuff is speaking to the old boys, and hearing those stories when they would do it for the first time. Lovely backy. I think that was Brandenburg, but doesn't quite get the landing. We are talking in talks with the Youth World Cup over there to do maybe some sort of live podcast tomorrow. Dunkerbeck, Victor Fernandez and Mads Bjorna talking about kids, talking about, what's going on with the whole youths coming through. Might be interesting. It's going to be like maybe a live 7 o'clock Portuguese time, 8 o'clock Danish time. Anyone going to be into that? Oh, there was the claim. There was the claim. We've got No Martsy saying, where's the Simmer Sailors? I agree. I was thinking the same thing. How have we not got some youth representatives out there? A bit disappointed. We've got some really good small gear as well, as Gnome probably knows. Where are you, mate? That's a bit far to come from Maui, to be fair. If anyone doesn't know, No Martsy's on the Simmer team. And I'm, as far as I know, I still can't believe it. Sailing 2 years. And if you see anything he's been doing recently, these backies, forwards, wave rides, you're like, how have you doing that in 2 years? It's absolutely crazy. Impressive stuff. Like I say, a lot of young talent coming through. I'm looking forward to the commentary in a few years when they push through onto the main stage. But especially with all these youth and junior competitions we're having, again, their own stage, which I think is also motivating the younger ones coming through. I think it's a really good thing that everyone's doing. And obviously it's then motivated by a lot of the dads. And when you've got Bjorn Dunkerbeck as one of the dads, Mads Bjorn, they're there because their sons are here. I don't think they'd be there otherwise. So I think this can only be a benefit. We go out the back on the duotone, all forward. It was like a mini stall, didn't quite get the lift. It seems strange because we just had Lena. She claimed the poor wave and not the good one. Very, very strange because it was a good one, her first one, but maybe she didn't quite. Maybe she thought she was getting a better one and then got a bit panicky and claimed the bad one. But she got 4 point forward, which is solid, and didn't get the second wave. You got Ted say, hey there, watching from the Algarve. Same here, mate. I'm watching from the Algarve as well. I'm in Sagres. This is all happening in Denmark. By the power of technology and Mr. NoerStick over in cold Hawaii, this is happening, which is pretty impressive, I have to say. Pretty impressive. Team 2 had their 5th rider out. We got Nick Brandenburg, who's claimed a 4.5 wave already, and he crashed that back loop. Now he's going to be on the gun sail. Oh, my camera just froze just as the takeoff for that forward loop, but it looked really good, and he claims it. I just saw the aftermath, so you probably saw it all in full quality, but that was a nice forward. Got Brandenburg. To get that back loop. He likes a back loop, Nick Brandenburg, on the gun sail. This is the Gastra. Not easy to pick him, is it? Actually, Brandenburg looks like he's already come in, so maybe these scores are a bit late, but I'm expecting to see a jump score coming through for Brandenburg at the moment. Team 1 and Team 2. It's like a team sailing event. Very hard without live scoring to keep a track of the total scores, I have to be honest with you. But it's still good to see the young guys going off. So just to not keep you in suspense, although you've probably already guessed, we've got Robbie Nash coming up on the podcast today on Windsurfing TV. So stay tuned to that. I'll put it live this afternoon. Here we go. forward. Is he going to claim it? He comes up. I think there's going to be a claim there. We didn't quite see the cap. Yeah, there's a claim. I think it's a claim. Not easy to see. Judges are going to have X-ray vision on this. Lars Bubelak. Team 2 is the 5th rider. Well, Dave O'Riordan just tuned in, so just managed to tune in. What's the competition format? Number of people in the heat, best move, jump. It's not so simple as that, mate. It's maybe someone can explain. I probably could actually put the thing I was sent on WhatsApp, but it's a team event. We've got 2 pro riders. Well, we've got 4 pro riders, 4 teams, 4 pro riders. 2 semi-finals, 2 teams in each semi-final. And it kicks off with the pro rider. You have to go out, do your best jump and best wave ride. But the judges will only score the wave or the jump you claim. So you have to claim it. You can't just go, oh, yeah, but that was the best one. You have to claim it. So if you do a good forward, you have to decide whether you're going to get a better one or you have to claim that one. There's also a time period on it. So the first team to finish will also get a 10-point bonus. Nice wave. Nice wave down there. There we go. He's claiming that. He's like, oh, I'm having that one. I'm having that one. So we've got Victor Fernandez is one of the pros. He had a solid double. I think they only scored him 7 points, though. I think it was on PWA proper points. He had a good wave ride as well. Pretty similar for his wave. We've had Arthur Rutkin also out there. And then in the second semi-final, which is coming up after this, we've got Mark Paré and Mads Bjorna. You probably, a theme there. Duotone fanatic team riders. They're all up there on a jolly, on a holiday. Yeah. And they decided to come down to the event today and help out, get involved, which I think is really cool to see. There we go. There's one next team member going in. Oh, there we go. A bit of jigging around. There's a bit of running going on. You've got to be fit to play in this game. The clapping going on, motivating. Like to see it. Okay, heading out. What have we got here? The hot sails. Long run for Peter Gobish, we're hearing, as the 6th rider for Team 1. So Gobish, again, another young kid coming through with a dad who rips. I think it's Lars Gobish. He's done really well in all the German comps. A really solid sailor, and he's got 2 sons coming up. From what I can work out, like I said, I don't know the whole family tree, but I've definitely seen a couple of Gobish names out there, and I've been speaking to Klaas in the past, and he said his sons are ripping. So expect them to come through. Obviously, we've had the Richter's, a couple of Richter's sons, Philip Richter's sons. Pretty impressive stuff from them. Anton Richter especially winning that under-15s category. Oh, Peter Gobish is the 5th rider for Team 1. So we are getting through them. And then we're going to finish each of these teams with the pro rider. So Victor Fernandez will be going out again. Arthur Rutkin will be going out again. .7. I seem to remember him snapping a board the other day on the .7. Is it the same one who's lent him his board today? Oh, and he's got steamrolled by that thing. Very easy to do in Klipmuller. You get the timing wrong, he clipped it, and it just sideswiped him. Oh, nasty. So at the moment, it's Team 2 ahead with their 6th rider out. Nice looking wave, this. Really good style on the hot sails. I can't see the sail number from here. I think this might be Valters. Maybe Valters. Valters Vignex. But oh, he's straight up the beach tagging in. There we go, going to grab the gear. Next team rider going out. Claim it. Everyone loves a good claim. Go. Oh, Victor Fernandez back out again. So Victor Fernandez, team's in the lead. That seems pretty ominous, doesn't it? This seems pretty ominous. No, this is definitely not Handstone, Mr. Hansen. This is Hansen. This is Klitmuller. This is on the reef. It's a bit onshore, obviously. Oh, Arfarukin heading out. Sorry, it's Arfarukin heading out. They look pretty similar. Obviously got different sail. Doesn't look anything like him, so I apologise for that. He's on the, looks like a superstar maybe. Victor Fernandez on the superhero. Here we go. Arfarukin. Is he going to get that double? There's a big wave at the back. Arfarukin. Will he finish this team in style? Will his team be going crazy hard? It's too onshore. Couldn't find the lip to hit. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? He's trying to find something. He wants the double. It's just going to be a big forward. Does he go for the bonus points? He's got time. He's got time. So Arfarukin's team is ahead. Team 2. This looks like to be the first to finish. He didn't claim that forward. So he hasn't claimed the forward. So that won't count. He wants the double. He's making his way upwind. Like I say, probably knows he's got time. He's ahead in terms of Victor Fernandez is not on the water yet. So Team 1 have still not finished. Team 2 has got that little bit of breathing room. The first team to finish will get a bonus 10 points. So he's obviously playing the game here. But you imagine if he doesn't get the bonus 10 points, it would have been worth claiming that forward. On a forward on the way in gets wet. Oh, his team are going to be getting a bit nervous now. Lassie is down in the water for Team 1. So I think that big takedown from Lassie on the 0.7 is probably going to cost Team 1 that bonus 10 points for finishing, because he is still swimming by the sounds of it. And it was a pretty big takedown. I've been, that's on the right on the reef, on the corner. And yeah, there's a fair swim to be doing after that. It's got a bit of punch, that wave. Coming up in the semi-final 2, pro riders, we're going to have Mark Paré, Mads Bjorna. First look of Mark Paré live this year, but if you've been following any of his social media, you'll know the guy's ripping. I mean, he's been ripping for years, and he's still ripping. He's not slowing down by the looks of it. Here we go. Arfarukin from France. He's definitely stepped up his level. Obviously doing really well in the stand-up world, but he's really improved his level. Pushing down some nice doubles. He's always got a lovely forward on him. And he's got the wave rides right down. There's the backy, one hand or 1 foot. Couldn't quite see, but doesn't get the landing. Doesn't get the landing. Come on. Needs to really use this time that he's got, because Team 1 have still not got their last rider out, which is Victor Fernandez. So he has got time, but he can't play around too much. As soon as we see Victor Fernandez enter the water, the pressure will be on. Arfarukin. We are in Klitmuller in Denmark. Obviously, the area is known as Cold Hawaii. This is just one of the spots. This is the reef in the town. Here we go. Arfarukin needs to put something on the scoreboard here. Can't afford to let the team down. It's not a solo event, this. It's a team sport. What's he got? Is this lining up for him? Arfarukin out the back. Keep the team happy. Keep the youths. They'll all be cheering for him on the beach. Maybe they're all there, holding hands, praying. Oh, he's got a ramp here. Stall forward. I think he's going to claim that. He's probably getting a bit nervous. There we go. There's the claim. So a claim for Arfarukin. Little stall forward, pretty solid. I think that's a good move. Go for those bonus 10 points. Victor is just going out. So Victor is just going out, we're hearing. So he's got a bit of work to do. He should get the bonus 10 points. He needs to ride a wave. Can't afford to let Victor finish before him. There we go. Let's keep an eye on Victor, because he's probably going to go for the double. Okay, so we'll try and keep our eye on Victor at the back. There we go. Oh, he's going to get it, isn't he? Of course he is. No, he's not. Forward loop. You're not going to see a claim behind that wave, but surely he's not going to claim that. If he stays out there and gets a 10-point double, it's probably worth it rather than coming in and getting the, whatever it's going to be, unless he's going to beat Arthur Arukin back to the beat. So Arthur Arukin should be up and riding. He is. And I'm pretty sure he's going to claim this because he needs to bag the bonus 10 points. Otherwise, it's not going to be worth him staying out there. His team has done a good job. 7 minutes left. So there is a time period on the whole thing, which I think is a good idea. And he's going to claim this. There's no way you'd milk that and not claim it. There we go. There's the claim. Then the 10 bonus points are in. So Victor Fernandez now has 7 minutes to max out his score. It's worth him taking all these 7 minutes. So we should have 7 minutes of Victor Fernandez. I would imagine so. That would be my tactic. You've got 7 minutes to get the best score you can. And the thing is, you've got to know when you've got your best score. So, if you do a half shanky double, maybe it's going to be a good one. Maybe in the next 6 minutes, you're not going to get a better one. And that's what he has to judge. But he is one of the best guys in the world at this moment in time. Here we go. Just a forward. Not going to claim that. Victor Fernandez doesn't claim that. And there's the one-handed back loop. He's full-going expression session mode on us, but it's not going to make a difference. He's got to put down a big score. It's the only way to do it. Can he save his team? How far behind are they? But time is running out. We have got a clock on this apparently as well. I heard 1 minute ago there was 7 minutes left. So with a quick calculation in my head, 6 minutes left. Victor Fernandez, backside shaka, stays in the white water. Because he's just trying to rack up something. He does claim it. So he claims the backside shaka and then falls in. Can Victor Fernandez save his team? He's lost the 10 bonus points for being the first to finish, but can he max out his score? Can he find 10 bonus points? It's a lot, 10 bonus points, so you've got to be quick. Here we go, Victor Fernandez. What's he got for us? The live stream, super session. Can he get the team on their feet? Might make a difference. Oh no, there's a sausage out there. Get rid of him. Here we go. Victor Fernandez. Come on, son. Find that wave. Oh, I'm glitching out. Got a freeze screen. If he did a jump, I missed it because my screen just totally froze. Wouldn't surprise me. He's running out of time. Oh, it was a perfect double. There you go. Typical. The time my screen freezes out, it's a perfect double. Okay. Oh. It hasn't froze for the last 10, 20 minutes, and then it freezes right at that point. It's typical. But whatever. He did a perfect double from what we sounded. Nothing like missing the anticipation there. I'm glad you guys at home saw it, though. That's the main thing. It's like you said, I don't need to see everything. So perfect double. It was worth it. Like I say, he's got the wave ride in. So that is the scores done. That is the scores done. Looks like everybody saw it looking at the comments. Cheers, boys and girls. Adding up points for Team 2. They're finished, so we're waiting for the scores to come through. Head judge, Duncan Coombs, is over there in Denmark. We are here in sunny Portugal. And I tell you what, it is pretty sunny today. There he is, Victor Fernandez. Looks like he's got the GoPro on as well. So we might be seeing some action from there. That's the team. Dry double from Victor Fernandez, 9 points. Oh, now Peter Gobish has to go. Oh, okay. I thought he was the last rider. He has 3 minutes. Come on, Peter. So we've got one rider left. Come on, Peter. Peter Gobish looks very small, but I have a feeling he's a ripper. He's got Gobish in his name. He's got to be. Whee. Yeah, as far as I knew, the pro riders were going last, but it sounds like let Victor Fernandez go a little bit early. Peter Gobish only got 3 minutes, and he's going into the white water up there. Go on, Pete. Bit of rocket action. Anybody know how old Peter Gobish is? I think the side swipe is pretty big out there for that little fella. I mean, when I was that age, I wasn't swimming around in that water. I think I was sailing on a lake. That's mast high for that little fella. Well, he's a full charger. Anyone know how old Peter Gobish is? I'm guessing he's the younger son. Never know, though. I'm guessing that's a 3-point something. Maybe even smaller. He's back up and riding, though. Come on, son. Let's have you. He's not got long left. He's not been given a lot of time. Victor Fernandez stole his time, but he did get a clean double. And that backside shaka, will it make a difference? Peter Gobish, does that say a 2.2? 3.2. God, I tell you what, boys and girls, 42. My eyes are going. My eyes are going. No question about it. Here we go, wave ride. He's only a little fella, isn't he? Look at him. Come on, someone tell me his age. I would love to know. Because I think he's on that small Fanatic grip as well. Love to see that some of the brands have got some full kid stuff, and I think you're going to be needing more and more of it. There's the claim. Good lad. Peter Gobish claims it. He hasn't finished with the jumps, though. He's still going. Could that be the winning wave ride? It could be. It's a team event, and all the points are added up. So you never know. You know, we'll have to see what he scores for that. But that could be the difference in the teams. We know Victor Fernandez had some amazing jumps, but obviously they didn't finish first, so they don't get the bonus 10 points. And that's what you have to make that decision. It's kind of an interesting one. Here we go. Go on, Pete. Go on, Peter. Oh, hello. Maybe it's just not my eyesight that's gone. Cameraman's eyesight's gone as well. Okay, well, red flag's up. That's what it means. It means it's the end of the heat. So whatever Pete Gobish had to do then, it ain't going to count. It is not going to count. So maybe they lacked a jump then, needed to squeeze something in, because the 1, 2, 3, 4 points he could have got, if they lose by that, oh, Peter Gobish going to watch it back and go, oh, I should have just done something. Well, we'll have to wait and see. The judges are busy at the moment adding up the scores. The forecast for the week looked bad, but they're getting some action over there in cold Hawaii. If you've never been there, I mean, obviously this event is there. They're supporting it. But it's an amazing place. Got lots of things to do. If you're into surfing and windsurfing, it's very rare you wouldn't get a surf or a windsurf, or with the wing and all the stuff that's coming through. There's lots of toys to be playing at. Next up, we've got semi-final number 2. Yes, we have. So exactly the same format, just different riders. We've got 2 pro riders. We've got Mads Bjorn, local, and then we've got Mark Paré. I'm kind of excited about seeing Mark sailing. From what I've seen online, he has been ripping it up, and I'm interested to see how he looks in the flesh. Not easy conditions out there, but the guy, for me, he has been for a few years, but he is definitely a tip for future world title, no doubt about it. Obviously, he was on Simmerstar, he was on my team, and then he left me. And he's on the Fanatic Duotone team. And as I've said, if you are just tuning in, the Fanatic Duotone team are up there in Clipmuller having a little bit of a holiday, a little bit of like a team bonding session by the looks of it. Fair play, fair play. I think they're doing a bit of testing, doing a bit of stuff, maybe some pictures, and I'm sure we're going to see some stuff out there. This looks like, oh, stay with it. Oh, that looked like a Mark Paré forward. He's going to want the double, though, knowing Mark. Okay, so Team 2 wins with 64 points. So it wouldn't have made a difference. Even that bonus 10 points, it's just put them even further ahead. So even with Victor Fernandez, it wasn't enough for Team 1, and Team 2 take the win. Actually, who was in Team 2? Maybe Victor was in Team 2. I need to do a quick recap on my WhatsApp groups. Excuse me. No, Team 2 was Arthur Rukin's team. Yeah, so there you go. So Victor Fernandez is out. Just goes to show it's a team effort. Can't have one star performer. I think looking at the scores like that 10 bonus points is a massive difference. Maybe they need to make it a bit smaller through to something like 5 bonus points, just to give it that slight bit of edge, because 10 is a lot to make up, but it makes you have to do your moves faster. I mean, that's how it is. So here we go. We got Mark Paré, Mads Bjorne. Mads Bjorne, many times Danish wave champion. Obviously, his son, Tobias Bjorne, is in the same team. I was saying before, did you think Tobias is like, I want Victor Fernandez, Dad? Do I have to have you? I'll see you. So with you all the time. I doubt he did. His dad is, like I say, Klipmuller local. This is where they live up there. It's a proper playground. Stay with them. Stay with them, guys. It's going to be hard to see who does what first, but this looks like that's the old Klipmuller onshore where it drifts away. You think you got a ramp, and then like all the way out. The top boys make it look easy, I have to say. Here we go. I think we're going to see something from Mads. Oh, he's gone for the double. That must have been Barry. Surely, if that was Mads, I'm impressed. I'm pretty sure he doesn't claim it. Did he claim that? It really looked like he didn't claim it. That wouldn't surprise me if that's Mark Paré. He's got a very, very high expectations, and he's always upset if he doesn't land it ankle dry. Did he claim that? I'll have to wait to see what comes through on the ticker. I say ticker, it's a WhatsApp group. It's the same thing. If you are just joining us, this is obviously Ben Profit. I'm over in Portugal, and this is all happening in Denmark. And by the powers of NoerStick, we are making this happen. This is the Youth World Cup in Klipmuller, Denmark, cold Hawaii. And they're going off, the kids. We've got a few pro riders up there, the Fnatic duotone team, making it happen. I think it adds a really nice bit to the teams. We did something very similar. There we go. Mark Parry going for the reverse. Something similar in the UK quite a while ago, where you had the pro riders teaming up with the AMS fleet, and it's kind of good because then the pro takes over team manager status and starts motivating the team and giving tips. So then you've got all these guys getting these free tips and mixing with the pros, and I think it's a really nice concept. I think you could do this actually as a proper thing. Maybe work on different formats, but even if you have like the pro being the coach for the competition, so it's still an individual competition, but he runs a team and it's still individual heats, could be also a really cool format. And I think it is the future, having the top pros mixing with the juniors, youths or amateurs. That's Mads Bjorne. So now we know what sail he's on. So very solid sail. Looks like he's got all the new gear. I think Fnatic duotone, one of the first to bring out the new gear this year. I think they risked it. They were all over in Maui early when they all got locked into Maui, and the container, I think, was already on its way. So they managed to get some stuff over there and do the photo shoot and make it all happen. Whereas I think a few brands got caught. I saw Thomas Traversa from Gastra Taboo stuff doing stuff in Portugal, as far as I could work out, which is quite cool. Over the reunion as well, which is really cool. Oh, there we go, Mads. That was Mads, wasn't it? Doubting myself here, but that looked really nice. Full solid. Who's your money on? Team 1, Team 2. Pretty sure this is Paré on the inside. So that nice stall forward was from Mads Bjorne. Like I said, really top sailor. maybe a name not all of you have heard of, but very good local sailor. Done a few PWA events and been Danish wave champion, as I said, a few times, quite a few times, I would think. And he looks like he's already finished. And I think he's going to tag through to maybe his son Tobias Bjorn. We'll have to see who goes up next. But if you see a duotone combo, I know it's not. Looks like Liam Dunkerbeck, maybe. Liam Dunkerbeck, that's a freaking solid team, isn't it? Liam Dunkerbeck absolutely firing on all cylinders in the main competition. Obviously won the under-17s category. And he has got some height. There we go. Nice stall forward from Liam Dunkerbeck. Does he just claim it, or does he go, nah, I want to go for sailing for a bit? That was just for fun. Mads claimed a 3-point wave ride and a 5-point forward. So he's going for time. Massive double from Paré, scoring 9.5. So he did claim it. I was wondering. It was like a stall double. I was thinking he looked a little bit damp, but I know what he's like. Unless it's a perfect 10, probably wouldn't claim it. But yes, 9.5 Paré. Maybe it's easier, the stall type double in these onshore conditions. If you go for the double straight off the wave, you don't get any height. Maybe that's what he was thinking, but he really does look on it. It's such a shame we've got no PWA, main competition this year. I think he would have maybe made his first podium. I mean, it's a big call, but I just can't see it not be happening. He's so motivated and putting all the work in, and it when you put the work in, it pays off. It's just a matter of time. Oh, sorry, this is Leonard Neubauer. Sorry. It's not Dunkerbeck. Dunkerbeck's obviously going to have, there we go, claims the wave ride. He would have the Red Bull sticker on the sail. But you see what I mean? That bonus 10 for finishing first, very hard to actually eat into that 10 points. 10 points is a lot of points. You get 9.5 for the double, and then let's say 5 points for that forward. You've only gained 4.5 points. So finishing first for the team will be a big thing, because it basically gives every team rider a couple of points extra, which is hard to make up. So the first team to finish, I would say, unless they have a total disaster or they're claiming, really small stuff, they should win in theory. So Mark Paré, although he got the biggest score, it took him longer to do it. So Leonard Neubauer, he's one of definitely the up-and-comers coming through. Really good freestyler. I think we're going to see him pushing for podiums, no doubt about it. After seeing him in Switzerland in the tow-in, he really looks like he's going next level, and he's got that I hate to say it, that German sort of strict competition brain, just knows what to do, very calculated. Solid sailor. Out the back. There's a big one here. There's the forward. Gets it round. Little bit damp. Solid though. Kind of jealous. Like, I've been in Portugal. We haven't had much onshore sailing. Now, this is going to sound stupid. Everyone's like, what? You want to go onshore sailing? I tell you, I've been seeing some, clips from back home in Rosnaiga, North Wales. I've been a bit jealous. I'm going to put it out there. There's something nice about sailing in Northern Europe. I'm not moving back. Let's not go too far. I only said I was a little bit jealous, for the odd session with the boys. Need a few more people living down here. We need a few more windsurfers. Anyone out there wants to move to Portugal? We're going to build up a nice community down here. Got Paré claiming a wave score of 6. So Paré got 15 points, second highest score after Victor's 16. So Victor scored 16 in the first round. But as you remember, Victor's team didn't make it through. So it's not always the big scores that make it through. If you take 10 points off that because it took him longer, he only scored 6. Can't look at it like that. Aldolfo says, good work, Ben. Nice session out there and different. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I'm like I say, it's nice to see the youths mixing it up with the pro riders. So fair play to the Fanatic Duotone team for making that happen. There we go. We already had a little tag. I like to see team events as well. Looks like one of the girls going out. Is that Lena? You've got a fair run on her. That's nothing like starting your heat with a bit of adrenaline and some lactic acid in the legs. Oh, that is a fair old run. She's got some good striding on it. That's not easy to run on the beach over in Clipmuller, trust me. There's these shells and soft, like shingly bits. It's a bit of work. Maybe I'm just not so fit. Yeah, it is Lena Windsurf. She's got some moves. She won, well, she didn't win all of them. There was 3 women's under-20s finals, and she won 2 of them, comes second and third, and obviously at the moment has been taking home the victory. She had a really nice forward loop on her. Obviously Danish as well. And I think we're going to be seeing more of her in the future. She's been putting the work in, throwing down the moves, and there's that forward. Pretty solid. Going to get a bit of white water. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, you got to give her the landing. It was the next wave that took her out. So I'm not sure how the judges are going to score that, but should be all right. I can't see them, punishing her too much. But you never know. Judges. What did Robbie Nash say? Judges. No? Anyone seen Rip? It wasn't in Rip. It was in Pollicow, About Time. Anyone know the famous Robbie Nash saying about judges? Let us know in the comments. Come on. And with Tony, she sailed away, totally. Sailed away, but the next wave took her out, so. Sail away, sail away. Oh, we got a few hundred people tuning in. Good to see. Watching the youths, the future champions, the future world champs. Who is going to be the future champ? Has anyone been watching this competition? Who are we going to see? Does nobody know the famous Robbie Nash comment about judges? I'll help you out. Judges, bunch of. No, About Time, Jason Pollicow. Someone must have. I've watched it far too many times, to be fair. Great film. I even remember when it first came out, and I actually wasn't into it. I was into a longboard racing. I didn't really get what people were so excited about. This guy just turning on the wave, and looking back, I'm like, how did I not get excited about that? Took me a while. Took me till I started wave sailing to understand wave riding, to appreciate wave riding, I should say. I think if you don't wave ride and you don't wave sail, it's very hard to appreciate what is happening. Well, still no one has got the famous saying about judges. There must be someone. Judges, bunch of. Maybe we can't put it in the comments. Maybe it's edited out. Pretty interesting windsurfing, isn't it, when you think about it? So many different disciplines. So much going on. And they've all got their own little sort of beauty, I guess. I like doing all of the disciplines. I'm still a little bit bitter. About there not being a weight category for slalom. And I'm going to rant at some point, but I'm not going to rant now. But I just feel a bit sorry for lighter guys who love racing, and there's no real place for you. Like me, I love racing, but it's like pointless going against a 95, 90 kilo guy. He's just got no chance. Like, we should just have a weight category under 80 kilos, just for the smaller races. I'm going to start my own slalom league. Not because I want to do it. I just think younger guys coming up, I would have loved it when I was younger to have a lightweight slalom division. It'd be epic. Maybe NoerStick's going to do one. That was an evil laugh, wasn't it? Maybe we'll do the first ever slalom. And slalom is good for your wave sailing. I'm talking about slalom, and we're wave sailing here. But tell you what, if you do slalom and you do wave sailing, you end up going faster. And the faster you go, the higher you go. You know, look at Liam Dunkerbeck Schrunkerbeck. He's obviously bigger now, but pretty fun. Also speed as well, you know. But weight jackets can come in. I mean, Finn just said that. They used to race with weight jackets. Problem with weight jackets is I'm not sure it's great for you. Great for your body. But if you're like a 70-kilo guy, you know, for example, Benjamin Ogier, you know, he's a top slalom racer, but he's never going to compete with the top guys. You put him under 80 kilos, I'll tell you what, he'd be there. Might be world champ. Oh, pushy! Oh, just missed out on that. That is unlucky, man. That was unlucky. So we've got team 3 just tagged in Lewis and Schrunkerbeck. Where is Schrunkerbeck? Schrunkerbeck's got to be coming up soon, surely. So Lena didn't claim that forward loop we're hearing. So maybe still out there. Time is ticking on. If you have just tuned in, this is a timed team event. Got 2 pro riders, lots of youths, and the first team to finish get a bonus 10 points, which is massive. It is massive. So you really want the bonus 10 points, but you don't want to be putting in small scores. So you've got to be clinical. You've got to be clinical. So this is the winner of the girls the other day. This is Lena. Still struggling to get up from that crash push loop in the background by the looks of it. Pretty sure we want a low tide when it's onshore like this. It does make for some nice little ramps. And as soon as that tide comes up a bit, it's going to be a bit harder. So it looks like she might have claimed, or maybe she didn't claim, but she thinks she's claimed. We'll soon find out, but she's tagged in the next one. There's the running. I love a bit of running as well. I'd love to see, you know, beach starts being brought back. And I do. Maybe I'm just old school. Maybe I'm just old school. Beach start and beach, you know, finish and run up the beach. Maybe the purists don't like it, but for an entertainment point of view, I think it's epic. You ever done the Lance Lynn Wave Classic? Well, Lance Lynn Race, actually. Beach start and beach finish. Always entertaining. Always entertaining. But we're on Wave So now. This is the Youth World Cup brought to you by NoerStick. You probably see that on the flag. And again, these guys have got the flags there because this would not be happening. You would not be seeing any images without those guys doing a great job. I have missed the best wave session of the year to talk on Sunday. So Finn, you owe me, mate. You know it. There we go. There's some legs going on. I'll tell you what, there's going to be some we haven't run for a bit. Well, actually, these are young kids, aren't they? They probably won't know. If I did that, I'd be feeling it the next day. Here we go. What we got? Let's see some action. Go on. That next one should jack up. Don't go fattening. Don't go fat. Trying. It's trying. There we go. There's the forward. Oh, just couldn't hang on to it. Just couldn't hang on to it. Okay. Nadia has just tagged for Team 3. Team 3 versus Team 4. So I think it's basically Mads Bjorner's team against Mark Paray's team. Come on. Go on. Go on. Give him away. Give him away. What are we going to have from these? So apparently, from looking what I'm getting told here, Lewis Lena is out on the water, and Nadia Jobolonsky. Team 4 has Val Erzin with a crash forward. So Val Erzin on that duotone and the flicker board, one of the young rippers. Absolute ripper, freestyle ripper. And he gets around a bit. His old man, as they say in England, or dad, probably a better word to use. Old man, you know, like if it probably doesn't translate well, does it? Just probably think I'm being rude. But in England, we call your dad like your old man or something like that. That's like a word. Just so you know, the English people will understand. I just don't want people thinking I'm being rude. So yeah, his dad, their dad, I should say, because Lena Erzin and Val Erzin, they're traveling around a lot, and he is always there. So I know these young kids have to rely a lot on the parents, which is why we're seeing Bjorn Dunkerbeck on the beach. Bjorn Dunkerbeck on the beach. Really cool to see. I mean, does it get any better than Bjorn Dunkerbeck as your coach? Let me know. Who, if you were a young kid coming up, who would you want as your mentor, as your dad, as your coach? Out of all the pro riders in the past of a decent age, oi, that was a beautiful back loop. I think that was Val Erzin. Claim that thing, Val. Nice. Told you. Got some skills, that young fella. Who do you want as your coach? Your dad. Who do you want as your dad? You can pick any pro rider who is above 40 years old. Any person in the windsurfing world. Or who would you want as your mom? Got to put it out there. Don't want to be sexist. Mom. Who do you want as your mom? Or who do you want as your dad? Tony says Robbie Nash. No, he's not even thinking about this. He knows. He's probably dreamt of Robbie Nash being his dad. And, you know, not just for windsurfing. Who do you want as your dad? I think I'd want Josh Stone. It's not bad. I hope he's not listening. Might be a bit awkward next time I see him. Seven points for that back loop from Val Erzin. 15 years old. I mean, impressive stuff. Really impressive stuff. And he's got a good run on him as well. So only Tony wants a windsurfing dad. That's a shame. Come on. There's more of you out there. Don't just let it out. We won't judge you too much. Come on. Someone. Robert Treaty out. Imagine having him as your dad. Send it! I need to put some names out there. I mean, someone has these dads, like Eric Tiene. You know, his son Jimmy. Eric was crazy. Trust me. Jimmy's crazy. All right. Who we got now? We'll wait to hear who we've got in the action. Hans Gobish we've got up there for Team 4. Oh, there we go. I think that was Hans Gobish. Oh, no, I think he's on the duotone, Hans Gobish. So on the Neil Pro, oh, he gets taken out by that wave. Stephen Martindale says he wants Balls, Muller, and Sarah Keeter as his parents. Imagine that. What the hell? Imagine having Balls Muller as your dad. Maybe this should be a new feature. Oh dear. I'd love to see a picture of the kid. You want the Jackass music. You know, something about getting knocked down. You want to be tough, you could be dude. And then just a full send session. Everyone getting smashed. Got Team 3 has Leo Richter out there. So we've got a few Richters. Obviously, brother. I mean, and that's the interesting thing, I've got to say. In sport, you see it so much. Whereas, you know, two siblings, like in windsurfing, Morenos, obviously twins, the Pritchards. I mean, there's so many you can go through. But brother and sister, sibling rivalry in all sports, football, everything, you see them pushing each other. And it's usually the younger one who looks up to the older one, and then they push through, and that's what happens. And you're seeing this in windsurfing. We've got the Richters here, we've got Gobishes, you know, the list goes on, to be honest. Going to be exciting. Claims that wave ride as well. I think that was Gobish. Leo Richter has just won the German slalom comp last week. Yeah, there you go. Told you, they've got some skill. How's that for a turn? What a wrap. You know, not much of a wave, but wraps it round. Just lots of power in the turn. So he's going to claim that, and that's going to be him. Done. Jan Liu says, been windsurfing since I was 6 and I'm 15 now, but he would still pick Robbie Nash as his dad. Some nice Quicksilver clothing, some Red Bull hats as well. Okay, you can pick people younger than 40 if you really want. Because in theory, someone can have you at 16, you know, so if you're 15 by 32, something like that, it's fine. So you could have Victor Flanders as your dad. I worked out I'm the right age to have Mark Parry as my son. I mean, I haven't been anywhere. Well, that could have happened. But I'm just saying in terms of age, which is crazy. It's crazy. I haven't grown up, so it always feels a bit weird to me that I'm getting old. I'm sure that's a lot of fuss out there. There we go, the old tag. Oh, nice. That was super solid. Claims it. That was a claim, wasn't it? Who is that? Is that Mads Bjorner again? We getting through them. Got Raimundo Gasparini. Well, someone has got him as his dad. Guilio Gasparini, Mini Gasparini, as Raimundo is the dad. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of pro riders. It's going to be such funny competition. And that's Tobias Bjorner. There we go. Obviously, it looks like Mads Bjorner because they look very similar because Mads Bjorner is his dad. But even the style, sick sailing. That was super, super nice. Really nice. He's such a ripper, this fella. He's a tall fella as well. He's got some height on him like his old man. We're going to be seeing a lot from him in the future, no doubt about it. Living up in cold Hawaii, Clip Muller gets out there a lot. But he's got a really nice wave style, and you can see that with his last forward. Really good style on his jumps. Just getting better and better. Oh, beautiful. Was that Tooley? Was that Simon Tooley? I only had a quick look at that. So someone's going to have to, maybe Stig's going to put me right. The Stig's going to be on. That was beautiful. Love that. Raimundo Gasparini's happy because Team 2 has advanced to the final. The Stig says, yes, it is. So that's his son. Simon Tooley had a really good competition the other day. Sailed a really solid heat, especially in the semi-final, which got him to the final. Thoroughly deserved to be in that final, as far as I remember. It's all blurred into one, to be honest. But I remember thinking really, really solid heat. Here we go, on the outside. What's he got for us? We're going to find some action. Henry Kohlberg is out there. This is Simon Tooley ripping up the inside. He's got a really good smack on him. Puts a lot of power into his turns. And there we go. Little Klein wants to finish first. It's a big 10-point difference. So Henry Kohlberg is out there, winner of the under-20s on Sunday. There we go. Tag, tag, tag. Oh, Liam Dunkerbeck, who is not much. He hasn't shrunk much now, has he? He's gone big. He's a big fella. Oh, stall forward at the back from Henry Kohlberg. Is he claiming that? I think he is. It's a nice one. He's still running. Schronkebeck, Dunkerbeck. Mark Parry's probably changing his boards. Getting serious. Snag. I remember you from the junior youth windsurfing circuit, Ben. Seems like a long time ago. I mean, was 42 now. It actually doesn't feel that long ago. That's the crazy thing. One day I'm going to grow up. So there wasn't really a junior youth wave stuff back then. There's the push loop to kick things off from Schronkebeck, Dunkerbeck, although gets a bit wet on the landing. Is he going to claim that? Doesn't. I've been windsurfing since I was 9 years old. So I've been windsurfing 33 years. And then you think we're doing the youth and juniors. I'm 3 times longer than some of these have been alive. I've been windsurfing, which then when you put it like that, you're like, oh my God, I'm old. Mad, actually, really mad. But still loving it. And I think that the secret to still loving it, is watching these kids going off. There's the claim, push loop from Schronkebeck. He's mixing it up, you know what I mean? Mixing it up, sailing different spots, different disciplines. I think that's the trick. When you come from the UK and you live in the middle of nowhere, you're fully motivated when you go windsurfing. You get these people who, live in Maui on the beach, and they always seem less motivated than the guys in Europe. The guys in Europe, you're just hungry, man, just hungry. You can imagine it's like living on the street and not being fed. You get some food and you'll eat anything. Whereas if you're like living the life of luxury, you get a bit blasé about, it's a bit of food. Maybe that's not a great example, but you know what I mean. You're hungry. Snags time. We both sailed in the England team in the Four Nations. Plasmani, Wales. I remember that. Bloody tidal spot. 1994. Christ. Making me feel old, dude. Nice wave from Schronkebeck here. Like I said, you don't need a wave to wave ride. Sounds daft. Of course you need a little wave. But if you've got a little bump, just watch this. This is what you can practice. Look, just turning, getting the power, the shift of the power in the sail, making the spray. You can do a no-wave cutback, trust me. And there we go, claim it. He is a competition machine, Schronkebeck. I mean, obviously he's got his dad to help him, but there's obviously something in the genes. That nearly went wrong. But it just makes a big difference, how you approach competition. And I think this is Mark Paré heading back out. Are we going to see something big from Mark? Here we go. What's he got for us? Needs something big. So they should be leading. His team is already through, so the bonus 10 points and that massive score he got from the first round, it's got to be in pole position. He should just smash out something quick now. But that's not his style, mate. That's not his style. He's going to go big or go home. Or go big and go home. Yeah, because already we're seeing Mads. Oh, no. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up. Maybe that's Mark Paré. That looks more like Mark Paré's style. So maybe it was Mads who's just gone out. God, it's confusing with these new sails and changing around, but it looks like maybe he's changed sail, Mads. And this is Paré for sure. And look at the ramps lining up. Mark Paré, I think we're going to see some fireworks on the first run. Is it going to line up for him? That's the question. It's not always easy to line up in Klitmuller when it's onshore like this. You get a lot of false dawns. You think something's lining up and it just disappears on you. And you can spend the whole time just running out, but it doesn't matter for a Paré. Just spots a nice forward loop. Is he going to claim it? Didn't look like it, but I'll have to wait and see. Oh, something just went down. Here we go. Well, I'm confused who's who. I won't lie to you. I thought this was Paré. Both of them are out there. I'm confused. I won't lie. I'm confused. No, that's Mads. So Mads looks like he's just smashed out a couple of moves and he's finished. So yeah. No. They've got the same sail. I don't know. That looks like Victor Fernandez. Is he just out there having a play and he's not actually in the heat, confusing things? I think that might be what's happened. I think this is Victor. Don't know. Help me out here, people. Because that was definitely Mads before on the beach. And Mads is done. Okay, so Mads is done. And Victor Fernandez is out causing problems. Victor, he's out warming up, but he's not actually in the heat. There we go. I was going to say it looks like Victor, but he is not in the heat. Marc Paré is. Marc Paré is on the left, I think. Yeah, there we go. That looks like Marc Paré. So Victor was confusing things. Yeah. Apologies. Disqualified. He's already out. He's probably sulking. To be fair, his team didn't make it. And he has come down to help out, so we can let him go sailing. Plus, we get to see him sailing. But this is Marc Paré. So Mads is finished. He's got the bonus 10 points. Paré's team, he's going to need to throw down something massive, really, because he's got to gain 10 points on Mads' score, if you look at it like that. He already had 15 points, so he's already gained about 4 points or 5 points on Mads. So another big score here would put it equal, and then it would come down to the youth guys to see what happened. And there we go. There's the double. Oh, just caught the swell on the way down. We've got Alka saying, great comments. Thanks, mate. Maybe overview feature on the fun of all disciplines: speed, slalom, wave, freestyle, foil, Olympic windsurfing with iconic windsurfers. I totally agree. I am trying to get a bit more support to make some proper films. That's the question. So yes, there's so much in the pipeline, but it's very difficult to smash it out when you. Yeah. Anyway, I won't go on to that online at the moment. we trying there. We get there. There is so many cool windsurfing films and documentary type style films to make, I think. But that is a really good idea, actually. All disciplines in one film. It all explained with some cool action and iconic winners. I like it. I'm going to put that in the book, mate. I'm going to put that in the book. Good job. I won't lie to you. I'm getting set up over here in Portugal. As soon as we're set up, everything will become a lot easier. Trying to get studio going, and we're going to do a lot more live stuff. And there's big plans for the future. It's taking a bit longer than I was hoping for. Nice little backside shove it, but it's not finishing. But he is the last one out. He just needs to get the big score. No point in rushing now for Paré. He may as well max his score out. Needs something big. Got Mal Kisling from Hamburg, Germany. Andre, knock, knock. Hello, who's there? Marc Paré. Marc Paré who? Marc Paré just did a double. Come on. Paré needs a wave last minute. So we're into the last minute. He needs a wave. Paré, don't let the team down, mate. There's juniors counting on you. They probably saw you in the team and thought, we've got this. We've got, 20 seconds to go. Come on, Paré. Don't let the guys down. Oh, no. Victor's already gone out to offer a Rukin. Is Marc Paré going to go down to Mads Bjorn? There's the wave. First turn. Just a little backside turn. It's not going to be a big score by looking at this. Another backside slash. I mean, good style, but there's literally no wave. Oh, he's bogging it. There's just no wave. But, I mean, it's a wave. And that couple of points could make the difference. Let's wait and see. So team team 4, I think it is, has just finished. So let's add up the points. and see who will go into the final against Team 2. The Arthur Arukin-led team is already in the final. Whose team will go through? Mads Bjorna's team or Mark Paray's team? Let's wait and see. Looking at the comments, Ted, everything takes longer in Portugal. Trust me, Ted, I know that now. It's very difficult for me. I'm like English, but I think a part of me is quite German and on time and quite regimented. The Portugal way is definitely more relaxed. It's definitely more relaxed. I'm getting there. I'm slowly trying to relax a little bit. I come across this laughy, jokey commentator, but I'm deadly serious. Okay, so we're still adding up the scores. Adding up the scores. What are we going to have? Who is your money on here? Mark Paray's team, who got didn't get the bonus, or Mads Bjorna's team, who finished early, got the bonus? We'll have to wait and see. They are just doing it now, and I'm sure it won't take too long because I'm guessing they're adding up as they go along, so they only need to put in Paray's scores, and then they're going to have it. But for my reckoning, that bonus 10 is a big difference. Will it make a difference? I mean, Paray's score in the first heat, though, was big. So that also could be the difference. Okay, so postponement flag is up. So we're going to have a bit of time in between. Well, the green flag is up, but I don't think that means we're starting. Otherwise, how would they know who was in the final? I think that's just a automated flagging mistake. There we go. There's the postponement flag. That's up now. Still waiting for the scores to come through. Duncan Coombs is typing, apparently. So we should be getting scores through very, very soon, almost this second. There we go, team on the beach. I mean, good conditions considering they really didn't forecast it. He's still typing. Must be a long one. It's one of them long messages where you're waiting, going, all right, you're typing, oh yeah. And then it stops. And then you're like, oh, it's coming, slowly coming. Like I said, if you are just tuning in, I'm in Portugal. This is happening in Denmark. And NoerStick is powering us to connect through. Team 3 narrowly win 35.3 points to 65.3 points to 62. So, by my reckoning, who is Team 3? Let's have a look. Was it Mads Bjorna's team? Was it Mark Paray's team? It was all about the bonus 10 points. So, by my reckoning, that must be Mads Bjorna that has just done it. I think it is. Yes, it was Mads Bjorna that did it in the end. Oh, it could have been, Mark Paray's last wave. If he'd got a better wave, he only needed to find an extra 3 points. For Paray, if he'd have picked a good wave, an extra 3 points wouldn't have been much. But it's all about the bonus 10. Like I said, the bonus 10, is it too much? Is a bonus 5 better? I don't know. Well, it makes you speed up your jumps or put down bigger jumps. Quite an interesting concept. If you are just joining us, we're here at the NoerStick Youth PWA World Cup. Yes, it's a World Cup, not a World Championship. So it's a World Cup. If you win this, you'll be a World Cup winner, not a world champion. Is there a difference? Well, I don't know if there is. This happened to me in the indoor. Do I want to go into it? I was a World Cup winner. Apparently, I can't be a world champion. I didn't get the wooden trophy. I was kind of gutted. Almost felt like going down to the local wood shop, ordering myself a trophy and sticking my name on it. Like, surely we had one event, I won it. Surely it's a world championship. No, apparently not. It needs to be sanctioned by the powers that be, apparently. So not that simple. Obviously, this is for different reasons. This one is the Youth World Cup because a lot of, well, I say a lot, a good amount of juniors couldn't attend due to the COVID and the situation around the world. You know, the Japanese guys are not here. A lot of guys from the Canaries are not here. So, you know, there is a lot of riders who have not attended this competition. So they decided not to have it as a World Championship and have it as a World Cup. Essentially, it doesn't mean anything. If you win the World Cup this year, still, you won the World Cup. I mean, World Championship, World Cup, is there any difference? I don't know. It's actually not. But I understand how that works. So, I mean, I'm saying Team 3 won, but who is in Team 3? I'm going to just read out the names. So we've got Tobias, well, we've got obviously Mads Bjorner, Tobias Bjorner, which is his son. We had Lennon Neubauer, Leon Maffner, Henry Kohlberg, Louis Igna, Nadia Goblowski, and Leo Richter. That was the team that took down Val Erzin, Liam Dunkerbeck, Hans Gobisch, Noah Wittner, Simon Tuel, Lina Vindup, and Mark Paré. So Team 3 is going against Team 2, which is Gasparini, Walter Vigdes. Sorry, the handwriting I'm reading here is not typed. It's actually normal handwriting, so it's not so easy. Nick Brandenburg, we got Maria Berins, we've got Lars Bubelak and Mads van Holten, and obviously Arthur Arukin leading that team. So you'd have seen those teams on paper. You'd have seen probably Mark Paré, Victor Fernandez thought, I want to be on that team. They're probably going to win. It's turned out they haven't. It's Mads Bjorner's team and Arthur Arukin's team that have come through. Impressive stuff. So there you go. Not always what's on paper. Obviously, the youths and the juniors are the guys that are pushing it through. It's not being led by the two top scorers of this competition so far, Victor Fernandez and Mark Paré, but they haven't qualified, and both of them have not finished first. So it does make a difference. Finishing first, getting the bonus 10 points, that has definitely had a big say on the outcome, I would say. So who's out there? We haven't had many dad comments. I want to know, if you are a windsurfer and you could have any famous windsurfer any famous windsurfer as your mom or your dad, let me know who it would be. Who would be the ideal parents from the windsurfing world? They can be any age group. If you were, say, a 10-year-old kid growing up, 9-year-old kid, just started windsurfing, who would you want as your mom and dad? We've already had one comment, which is Sarah Keita Offringer and Balls Muller. I don't think that can be topped. Come on. I mean, you might have to think about it tactically. Do you want a tactical dad? Do you want someone who's like super into his racing? Do you want Phil McGain? You know, he's going to tune all your kit on your boards. I don't know. Who do you want? Or do you want a Wave Ripper? Do you want a Nutter? Do you want Roberto Torritio as your dad? Just for full-on craziness, you know. Ida Moreno, you know. Karen Yagi, she's won a fair few, hasn't she? She won a fair few. Come on, let me know. There must be someone out there. I want to see. I mean, obviously, this came about because we're doing the Youth World Cup here, and some of these kids do have, you know, famous dads. Dunkerbeck is your dad. Pretty sure that's a solid dad to have as a windsurfing, like, mentor. But it's your dad. Remember, it's not a windsurfing mentor. It's your dad. So is it different? It's still going to be your dad. You're probably going to talk to him like your dad. It's not like us. We're like, oh my God, Dunkerbeck said this. You're going to be, oh, shut up, Dad. What do you know? He's like, well, son, I did win 44 world titles. You're like, oh yeah, you're pretty good at that sort of thing, aren't you? Very disappointed with the response, guys. I'm very disappointed. I'm going to squeeze out some of you. Maybe you just don't want to let us know. Maybe you're a bit embarrassed by who you think would be your dad. Dunkerbeck. Lots of Dunkerbecks. Maybe just who's your ideal parents? Maybe you wouldn't want windsurfers as your parents. Maybe you just want to do windsurfing and be like, yeah, mom, dad, just doing their thing. Okay, so we're going to have, looks like a heat break in between this. But they're saying they might have a losers final as well. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens there. No, will be just a winners final. So we've got one final coming up. Pim says he wants Ricardo Campello as his dad. Sorry. Just laughing. Nothing like a responsible dad. Oh, Ted's going for the double team. He's going for Dunkerbeck and Nash. I mean, that in this day and age, that's fine. You can have that. you can have that. Who's going to be who though? Which is mum and which is dad? I think Dunkerbeck got me to dad. So we are talking about it. Not official yet. Still discussing with the main man over there in Denmark. But we might be doing a live podcast come questions and answers tomorrow night. Because we've got a few big guns over there. And we're talking, the word on the street is we're having Bjorn Dunkerbeck. He's quite well known. He's got a son in the competition, obviously. Mads Bjorna, obviously a local legend up there, and his son's in the competition. And then Victor Fernandez, many times world champion, and just had a kid. So, and we're going to do like a youth juniors podcast, come questions and answers. Maybe we're going to talk about, well, maybe you guys can let me know. Well, we'd be interested to send in some questions that you'd want to be asked. I mean, it might be youth and junior based, I guess. So, you know, talking about sponsorship, talking about what age, maybe we do some stories from back in the day, Bjorn Dunkerbeck, you know, how was it like growing up for him? Because he started very early, was at the top very early. Don't know. We're still in talks to whether we're going to do it live. Well, I'm still in talks. I think they're quite keen to do it. We need to have a look into it, see if it's possible. If there's enough call for it and people want it, then we can do it. I think we can do it. As long as the old Portuguese internet is good. Because at the moment, I'm only on the 4G connection over here in Sagres. We don't have the benefit of the fibre. It seems to be working okay. So if you are just joining us, we've got the final coming up of this super session. I don't quite have a countdown yet, so if someone could let me know how long we've got. Oh, 10 minutes, sorry. 10 minutes, 2 minutes ago. So we've got 8 minutes until the start. I'm very disappointed with the Windsurfing Dad's comments. Very disappointed at all. Out of nearly 300 people watching, from what I can see, we've had 2 comments. Shocking. Shocking. Cancel. Maybe we need a better question. Well, we've got 8 minutes to go. So if you've got any questions, because we're going to pad for these 8 minutes, so definitely. I'm getting a few questions from me on WhatsApp, but I want to be throw it out to the audience. You don't want to hear about me, surely. I mean, my dad was into motorbikes when I was younger. We live in the middle of nowhere in near Wales, 2 hours from the sea, hour and a half from the lake. And we lived near wood, loads of trees. My dad was into trials riding on motorbikes. So I could have easily been a trials rider, but he did his back in. And this is the funny story. He did his back in. And then the doctor said, you shouldn't really be riding trials bikes, not good for you. So he took up windsurfing. I've had a bad back from windsurfing for years, so I'm not sure it's good for your back. But that's how it happened. And then we used to go to the old sailing club every weekend, like without fail. My dad had this idea it would keep me out of trouble, which it kind of did. Well, in sort of, that's a long story, but yeah, in terms of local trouble, I think it did. So yeah, I was sailing toppers first of all. and then moved into windsurfing when I just was like, these boats are so slow. But there was a lot more windsurfers on the lake back then. It was kind of crazy. Got my first shortboard, Tiger 260. Oh yeah, beautiful, 1987 version. Little bubbles on the deck. Anyone remember that? There's probably some young kids watching this going, what is he on about? Oh, what? Tiger 260? That seems big. Hanson, how is the PWA 2021 tour plan? I don't think we can talk about any planning right now. I have to be honest. It's very well. It's just so difficult to plan everything. I'm going to be kind of hoping that we're going to go at least back to normal. I mean, that's what everyone's moaned about the tour in the past, but I think we would kill for a normal PWA tour with even just some events happening next year. So yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see for that, because obviously how many people are going to confirm now with so much up in the air. It's very difficult to organize an event. That's why it's so impressive that these guys have got this on up in Klitmuller, because putting this all on, and then what happens at the last week, maybe the government turn around and say, oh no one can travel, or no one can do this, and then all that work you put in goes to nothing. So it is a really risky thing for organizers to put on, which is the expense of a big PWA event. It's very dangerous, I guess, in terms of money. Plastic Tiger 260. Yeah, I mean, this thing was a beauty. It was a beauty. I'm not even going to go there. I could reminisce all day long about all that old stuff, because it's so kind of firm in my mind, my early windsurfing days. It's kind of crazy. It doesn't really go. The middle bit's a bit blurrier, but the beginning, super clear. And is it weird that I remember the smell of a new board? Or it wasn't new, it was old. But is that weird? I think it is, isn't it? I remember going to the windsurfing shops, smell of wetsuits. But then I did watch a program on that. It's kind of one thing that can bring back memories is smell more than anything else, which is crazy, isn't it? I didn't realize that. I learned that the other day. Interesting facts here on Windsurfing.TV for the NoerStick Youth PWA World Cup up in cold Hawaii. Klitmuller is the beach. This is on the reef. We've got some onshore winds going down. We got a team event, and we've got Arthur Arutkin's team going against Mads Bjorner, Mark Paré, Victor Fernandez, already been knocked out in their teams. So we have got a really good show coming up. Hanson saying the Klepper 272. I had a Klepper. I also remember, which is kind of funny, my mate brought used to work in a windsurfing shop, and he brought a Cobra board to the beach. And I was like, Cobra? Who are they? And it had like a PWA deck, or whatever it's called, the soft deck on it. And I don't know, I don't remember about it. And then obviously now Cobra is one of the biggest board makers in the world. You don't have a Cobra board anymore, but they make boards for a lot of the top guys, I guess, which is kind of interesting. One of the biggest windsurfing factories. So yeah, interesting facts. Oh, they're coming out all over the place, aren't they? Coming out all over the place. So not long to go until the final. We've got Turbo Dudek saying, Tiger, the only board possible is a stand on the nose and the rear on the land. Both ends touch the ground. It's true. It is true. It's adjustable rocker. If you heated that thing up and did it, you could make yourself flat a rocker. I mean, I had quite a few Tigers. I was lucky at my younger ages because I was sponsored by a shop called Boardwise in England. And it wasn't such like I didn't get free gear or stuff like that. But what I could do is they've got a massive second-hand collection in the back, like massive. If you've never been there, you won't know. But even back in the day, it was even bigger. And I could literally take any board I wanted within reason, which was kind of amazing, like as a young kid. So I'd go in, I had like a big wrap for a couple of weeks, and a Tiga 263. Then like I had a big Presto for a couple of weeks. You know, like I had loads of random boards which I would have never have tried, never have done, which was kind of really cool as a young kid to be trying out all these boards. So yeah, kind of funky. My actually boards I did own though. One of my first like boards which I've still got. I'm sure they've got a problem with the camera. Hopefully they fix that. Maybe you can't hear me anymore, but I'm going to keep talking just in case you can. I had my first board, which I was really proud of, was a New Waves 245, because we didn't use talking volume back then. It was all about length. And it had a double mass track, because the mass track back in the day was really far forward and I was a young kid. This one had two, so it had one behind the first one, and it was the board of the son of New Waves. I think they were based in South Wales or somewhere, and it was pretty cool. It delaminated, actually, I have to say, but I've still got it, and I took it out a few years ago thinking, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm not joking, it was terrible. It was terrible. I couldn't even back loop it. You'd think, oh yeah, just jump it, but the weight and everything was surprisingly bad. I just had this vision it was going to be a wave ripper, and it was shit. It was terrible. Anyway, I'm still tempted to get it back out again. When's Luderitz season? Well, it's been called off. I guess it's now, you know, for the next couple of weeks it starts to kick off in Luderitz, but there won't be any official competition this year in Luderitz from what I've heard. So that's not going to happen. So there's a lot of things not happening, which is a real shame. Well, not much banter on the comments. Very, very disappointing on the comments, guys. I might have to shut up. We'll wait for the competition to kick off. Okay, we've got an official stance on the PWA tour. So it says most regular PWA events are planned to return in 2021. But far too early to know for sure with the COVID situation. Either way, we will continue to move forward and to build back the tour and go forward from there. So there we go. So getting towards that final, should be kicking off pretty soon. This is Liam Dunkerbeck, Shrunkerbeck on your screens right there. Looks like they've got conditions are still going. I mean, the window for today, I remember yesterday speaking to the man behind the decks over there, Finn, from Mr. NoerStick, and he told me they got a 3-hour window to get this in because the forecast was kind of in and out, but it looks pretty solid, I won't lie. It looks pretty solid. So if you are watching this live stream and enjoying it, don't forget you can chip in some beer money. This is a free service from NoerStick and Windsurfing.TV, but we do drink beer, don't we, Finn? Get him to nod the camera. No, but it's good. I have to say, it is good to do some live stuff. We haven't done it all year, and it feels kind of weird. So yeah, I'm liking it, and I'm thinking, like I say, we've been looking at the channel, looking how we're going to go forward, which is why we're still doing stuff at the moment, but we're kind of trying to plan for the future and trying to find out what is going down the best and what is almost, you know, because some of the best stuff that goes down takes so long to actually plan and make, but then other stuff is easy and quick but also goes down well. So it's kind of making sure we can put out decent content but consistently, you know. And the trouble is, when you make something like a documentary film or you start stuff that's planned for weeks, it takes almost too long to make it for the amount of money coming in. So those two have to sync up. So the live stuff is also really good. I mean, this obviously live stream is a PWA live stream, but it's sponsored by NoerStick, and you know, Finn over at NoerStick, or Finn Noor, That's why it's called the NoerStick, is making this happen, which, again, it's really impressive. I didn't think we'd be able to commentate from another country on a stream, but it's obviously working. People are tuning in. You guys are watching. So any feedback is super useful. We got Anna saying, why do you call him Shrunkerbeck? Well, he is Dunkerbeck, and when we first started commenting on him, he was like a shrunk version. Well, it's not the right English, but you know, when you shrink something, you make it smaller. So he was like a small version of Dunkerbeck, so hence Shrunkerbeck. It shrunk to like a smaller size. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. I can't remember. I don't think I came up with the Shrunkerbeck. I don't think so. I can't remember who I was commenting with, or it came out in the commentary one time. Dunkerbeck, Shrunkerbeck, but he's not so shrunk anymore, is he? He's getting bigger and bigger. I'm interested to see. He's going to be a big fella. Going to be a big fella. In fact, let's have a quick look here. See if we can do something. Actually, what I've just realised is actually. I can actually share videos on here. I should have done some of that in the break. Should have used my technical skills there. Didn't quite work. So, should be kicking in pretty soon. Yeah, shrunk is the past participle of shrink. Past tense version of shrink. So if you look at shrink, you will understand. Okay, this is the teams for the final. We got Arthur Arutkin's team. We've got Giulio Gasparini on the Severn. He's under 15 years old. We got Valters, can't read the writing, Valkeners, I think, under 17s. He's on the hot sail. He's sailing really good, actually. Nick Sprandenberg, under 20s. He's on the gun sail. Got Maria Berens. She's in the girls' fleet on the duotone. We got Lars Bulak, under 17s. And we've got Mats Van Holten, under 20s on the duotone. And they are going against Mads Bjorner's team of Tobias Bjorner, obviously his son, under 15s on duotone Fanatic. We've got Leonard Neubauer, under 17s on the Severn. We've got Leon Mountainers, I think, under 15 Severn. Henry Kohlberg, under 20s on the Hot Sail. Leo Richter, under 17s on the Neil Pride. Got Luis Lanas on the he's under 17s, doesn't say his sail, and Nadia Gobolonsky on the Sail Loft. So they are the teams. We are getting ready to go. If you are just tuning in, are you tuning in? If you are just tuning in, we've got the final coming up. It's a super session. It's a team event. So we started off with 4 teams, 2 semi-finals, 2 teams in each one. We had 4 pro riders. We had Mark Perret, Victor Fernandez, Mads Bjorner and Arthur Arutkin. Looking at the names, you think, oh yeah, going to be Victor's team, maybe Mark Perret's team. Well, it wasn't. Mads Bjorner's team and Arthur Arutkin's team were the ones that go through. It proves it's a team event. And what you have to do is one sailor on the water each at one time. Pro rider goes first and he has to do 1 jump and then a 1 wave ride. And when he does his best jump, what he thinks is his best jump, you claim it, you put your hand in the air and the judges score it. You do a wave ride, put your hand in the air, score it, and they come in. First team to finish gets bonus 10 points. And obviously they add all the scores up. So if you take longer to get a good jump, it might pay off. But if you're too slow, then you don't get the bonus 10. So it's a little bit of a tactical battle. It's a team event. You're cheering on your teammates. And we have got the final coming up. So who's going to win? Mads Bjorner's team, Arthur Arutkin's team. We are getting into it. This is the NoerStick PWA Youth World Cup in Klitmøller, Denmark. And this is the super session, the group super session. What have we got? Let's have a look at the comments. Was Bjorn Dunkerbeck sailing in Klitmøller the other day? Needs some video. I don't know. Oh, Peter Ray commenting. English joke. Yes, English joke. Shrunkerbeck, Dunkerbeck. I'm going to say. I thought it was funny. All right, so, well, we'll have to know if we started. They haven't told me yet, but if there's a green flag up, someone let me know. No doubt Mark Perret's probably out there training. He's not in the final. Arthur Rutkin. Victor Fernandez, that is, on your screens. But Victor Fernandez is not in this final. Don't be off-put by him. Thomas Myers, are you getting in the water, Ben? I'm not in Denmark, mate. I'm in Portugal. There's no wind here. There's wind on Friday, though. There's a storm coming. Ben, what's your favourite beer brand? Well, I'm living in Sagres, so I've been drinking a few Sagroses, but only the little minis. I'm trying to cut down on the beer, I won't lie. Don't let that confuse you between beer money and beer, though. No, I am trying to cut down a little bit. I'm trying to get a little bit fitter. I'm getting on a bit. I've got to keep the fitness up. But we got no wind at the moment down here in Portugal. Obviously, in Denmark, it's looking pretty solid, isn't it? Onshore, but pretty solid. I bet Handstone would have been really nice today, but the waves do take a bit. And then I think the organisation to get everyone there and the live streaming was logistically difficult. So that is why they're sailing at Klipmuller today. So it looks like we're kind of getting ready for this final super session. Everyone else getting on the water. How are you guys getting on? Everyone been getting some good sailing in? I mean, the whole COVID thing, it's weird. I've heard, when we first kicked off with the whole COVID thing, there was a lot of brands very worried about how it was going to go. But I've been speaking to brands and shops and everything recently, and they seem to have been absolutely killing it. So maybe you can let me know if any of you, run shops or you've been around, you spoke to anyone, but it feels super positive for windsurfing in the marketplace at the moment. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just these are the people I've been speaking to from my own, experiences. It seems super strong, and definitely down here in Portugal, seen a lot more guys getting back in the water. And I spoke to a few at the beach, and they're like, you know what, not having to work and having spare time and still being able to get on the water, in certain places you're allowed to go windsurfing. They said they realised why they moved to Portugal. These are the guys I spoke to, and they were like, and I went, moved here 20 years ago, and I've been windsurfing so much. Been working so much that I forgot actually why I moved here, and that was to enjoy the windsurfing, enjoy the scenery. And they're like totally changed their whole mindset and life. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And I think I've spoke to a few people like that, I sold my bike the other day. I got double what I would have got for it 6 months ago, because everyone is getting into riding bikes or whatever. And I think it's the same with windsurfing kit. Selling windsurfing kit at the moment seems easy. People are getting back into it at whatever level. Kind of, I don't know. I think it weirdly could be positive. Obviously, there's a lot of negative stuff with COVID, but I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm not that type of person. It's obviously happening. We all know it's happening. It's enough on the news. You don't need me to go on about that. So I'm just going to go on about the positive stuff with it. We know the negative stuff there. We have to live with that. It's not going to change me going on about it. So let's stay with the positive side of it. And I see positives coming out of this. Like I say, I hope we get the events back. That obviously is a worry, but I think it's going to happen because obviously tourism boards and stuff need to promote. And we've got starboard tack jumping going on right now. And that was this lovely back loop on starboard tack. So this wind is moving around. I still haven't heard the flag. The red flag is still up, we're hearing. Okay, so the red flag is still up. Or maybe he means the green flag is down. But whatever, that was definitely a starboard tack back loop, and that was pretty sick. Yeah, we got Robert saying it's a solo outdoor sport and people have more time now. It's very good for windsurfing. Yeah, that's what I mean. Certain sports have benefited from it. Obviously, team sports have not benefited from it. But windsurfing being a solo sport, essentially, although there is good crack to be had and, people on the beach and whatever, that is a lot to do with the community. But in terms of the action and being on your own as a solo sport, that is windsurfing. And it really has. Biking's the same, That's what I was saying. I think we're going to see a big increase. And I'm interested to hear the reports from the brands because I think it was all doom and gloom at the beginning of the year. And now I'm hearing lots of reports that they've had best years, and the importers in certain countries have had their best pre-orders and best, orders ever, talking ever, which I think is super motivating. Okay, green flag is up. Enough of that chat, Ben. Let's get into the competition. Here we go. Who's going to draw first blood? Artur Arutkin and Mads Bjorna are out there. I think we got Artur on this red sail, the red duotone. And I'm guessing we got Mads on the other one. It looks like you're going to get a ramp here. Yeah, Mads is behind him. So we've got both riders in the shot. Mads looks like he's gone off. He's seen something. Oh, he's got a beauty there, hasn't he? Nice stall forward. He's got that down, that move. Really nice technique from Mads Bjorna, the local ripper. Got Tobias Bjorna in his team. Could he take home the win? Would be a good story locally. Father and son and team. Okay. A few comments coming in. I'll touch on them in a minute. But this is Artur Arutkin, Red Bull on his sail, obviously sponsored by Red Bull. Very handy SUP stand-up competitor. Had a couple of podiums. Sounds pretty negative. I'm looking at the comments. I mean, that's surely the negative could be solved very quickly. Good for the sport. Negative, spots are crowded. Everyone now has camper vans equals no parking. Beaches are full. I think that's not such a problem. But the beach leaving trash, I mean, that's terrible. Can't be leaving trash around. I mean, I see that in Portugal a lot with the guys camping. They've got to sort that out. If you're camping, take your rubbish home. Otherwise, you're going to ruin it for everyone. Just because you're in a camper van, just keep your trash. Can't be that hard. When you design a van, design somewhere to put your rubbish. Oh, forward on there. Outside. Trying to wrangle you a big sponsor, man. If you're talking to me, that sounds great. The commentary's going to get more hyper. I'm in. Actually, that's not true. Depends who it is. I had a friend who was sponsored by Durex when we used to race, Mark K. Got some stick for that. Quite funny, though. The rubber man. Here we go. Oh, boom. Leonard Neubauer. There we go. I tell you what, you can say what you want, stereotypical or stereotyping or not, but Germans are bloody good competitors. Forward loop on starboard tack there from Artur Arutkin, and he claims that. Really cool to see, jumping both ways. Starboard, starboard and port. For anyone who tuned in who doesn't actually understand starboard or port, obviously port is when you've got your left hand at the front. The reason you know it's left hand is port has 4 letters, and so does left. That's how I always remember it. And port is obviously red, and if you have a colour, port and starboard, port is red. Just so you know. Which means you don't have right away. I think green is starboard, which means you have right away. Green, starboard, right hand at the front. Nice wave from Artur Arutkin. Good start. Well, I say good start, but Mads Bjorna is already finished and gone in. So really good tactics from Mads. He knows that bonus 10 points isn't worth staying out too long to capture that 10 points, because you've got to up your score a lot. And in the onshore conditions, how much can you really improve a forward? How much does a big forward or the perfect wave, and how long does it take to get it? They're the sort of decisions these guys are having to make. And from my watching of this, you've got to smash in the moves as quick as possible. This guy's not in the heat. Do not film him. He's confusing everyone. Victor Fernandez. Tut. Naughty boy. So Mads claimed a forward and a 1-turn backside hit So his thinking there is, I'll take the bonus points and I won't worry too much about the wave, because you could search for a long time looking for a good wave. So I think it's good tactics. It's what's got him to the final so far, and his team are flying through at the moment. I think this is Maria Berens, I think. She did a massive forward the other day, like in the competition on Sunday. I gave her the Big Balls Award, and then I kind of had to think to myself, is that actually allowed? Are you allowed to give a girl a Big Balls Award? And then I thought, is that even politically correct? Oh my God. And then you start thinking of all these things, and I think, oh, shut up. Some people are just going to have to, the channel is always going to be a bit loose like that, but that's what makes it funny. All the channels I follow are not all totally down the line. Kind of ruins the humor. We don't want to ruin the humor. Humor is what gets you through life, boys and girls. So I always have to take some comments with a pinch of salt and maybe throw some abuse back, because I ain't doing it. Here we go, out the back. Looks like a good wave. Are we going to see the big forward again? Boy, we are. Off the big one out the back. Got Janice saying we had exactly the same conditions sailing World Championship at Clipmuller in 1997. He lost against Josh Stone. Well, it's not too bad losing against Josh. Fantastic to see it rolling again. Love Clipmuller atmosphere. It's a great place. If you've never been, 100% get yourself up there at one point in your life. You don't have to go on a forecast. Obviously, if you go on a forecast, you guarantee yourself some conditions. It's not trade winds. But this time of year, you can guarantee something, usually. We've been up there for the competition quite a few times, and nearly every time it delivered something pretty amazing. I had one of my best ever sessions the first time I went there at Handstone. That amazing session. Still lives strong in my memory. I was learning to push forward. I actually made my first push forward up there. And I had some of the sickest. I saw some of the sickest moves getting thrown down. Little back loop at the back, but that's Victor Fernandez obviously getting in the way. Naughty boy. Oh, the old flat water cutback. Wave disappeared on her. Oh, nosy. The nose down. That used to be a jump, back in the day. Nose first lander. I don't know, where was I sailing recently when I saw a guy doing these nose first landers? Loved them. They look super scary. Oh, forward loop, really nice. Solid forward loop. Was that Simon Tooley? Might be. Look pretty solid. It's difficult to see who's in the heat and who's not in the heat, because everyone's drifting down because it's onshore. So really it would be good if everyone not in the heat would come in, because it's not. I don't see him claiming this, so I think they're free sailing. It's going to get confusing, guys. Oof, at the back, nice. Claim it up. Remember, if you finish first, 10 bonus points. Oh, little turn on the inside. That might be one of the Gobishes. Tiny little fella. Oh, he claims it just as he sinks in. We've got Mr. Kerr, Michael, Ben, love your passion for windsurfing. I'm always motivated after watching your clips to go out and try stuff. Good. That's the idea. That's kind of my whole motivation for the channel, is to motivate you guys at home, because I know what that's like. Like, people just need motivating. It's like we do on the coaching courses we do with the Send It Academy. A lot of it is about motivation. Obviously, you can have good tips, and technique is the main thing, but to motivate people, teams of sailing together. Sailing on your own is hard to motivate yourself, but I think sailing with a group, or in something like this. I saw Graham as he did a clinic up there, which was cool to see, because I'm going to say there's plenty of room for some coaches in windsurfing. And I think you guys at home have to realize that sometimes it is the best thing you can do. I have a lot of comments when we do ours. It's like, I should have done this 20 years ago. You know, the progression, I could have done this 20 years ago. And it's like, you don't want to look back and go, oh, but it's hard not to. You realize that a couple of tips can change your whole windsurfing. So, you know, not just promoting our Send It Academy or whatever. There's lots of other coaches doing a great job out there, but definitely look into it at your local spot or wherever you want to go. Get yourself in, especially with the young kids. You know, there definitely should be more youth coaching going on. That is what's going on at this competition. Although Victor's sailing at the moment, but you know, that's what it is. You want to motivate these young fellas and girls, you know, and a few tips here and there at a young age can change everything. And I think we should be seeing more youth and junior coaching, especially in the wave sailing. You know, forward technique is something I'm very passionate about. And I think you have to be taught the right way at an early age. If you learn the right way, the progression is so much better. The injuries are less. Everything just gets better. You know, no point waiting until you're 40 and 50. Well, that's usually when you've got the money to afford the coaching. But you know what I mean? There's got to be something in the middle of that. And I think more youth and junior coaching, something I'm definitely looking at trying to fit in somewhere. It's just very difficult at the moment to kind of plan something like that. But I think it definitely should be happening. And involved with a video as well, because people love to see people learning. And that's what we're seeing right now. These guys are in competition. These are the youth and juniors of the future. And they're on, you know, live stream. We're watching them, but they're being pushed. You know, they're in a team with Victor Fernandez or Arthur Rukin, and they're like going, oh my God, I got to put the move down. So there's pressure. You know, you're not just going for yourself on this one. So they're having to do moves off ramps, you can see, which are not great at the time, but they're just pushing themselves. I mean, at the moment in this team, we've got Nadia from team 3, I've been hearing, and Mads van Holten from team 2. And they're pushing. Like I say, a lot of people on the beach pushing. Nadia's on the loft sail. Been going good. Been going really good. And not easy conditions, you can see there. We've got starboard tack jumping, you've got port tack jumping. And, you know, when you're a young kid, usually you're sailing at one beach more than often because you don't get to travel around that much. So you probably do a lot of sailing, these guys, on port tack. You know, that's majority of Europe almost sails port tack unless you're on the south coast of England. It seems that way anyway. You know, when you go on holiday, maybe you go to the Canaries, port tack. So you get very good at one direction. I know I'm definitely better on port tack. Now I've moved to Portugal, a lot of it's starboard tack. And it's nice. It's like relearning stuff all again. Oh, just getting back-winded there on that top turn. I think there's been a massive change in junior and youth sailing since the Morenos pushed through the competitions in the Canaries, you know, and that all kicked off. And I think that has been a massive turning point for the juniors and youths, just for motivation more than anything. I remember Liam Dunkerbeck, he wasn't even into it when they first started. He was kind of doing it because maybe his dad was doing it, but he was more into his surfing. And then that thing's been happening every year. He's obviously in contact with the kids from around the world. He's seeing videos, and then he gets more and more motivated. And from what I can hear now is he is full in, you know, fully motivated. And that's all you can ask for. You just want the kids to be motivated. The rest they'll do themselves. And this is what you want to see, you know, team effort. Love it. This might be Mads van Holten, I think. Difficult to see. So many teams. That is the only problem with commentating from Portugal when it's all happening in Denmark. I'm not so on the money with exactly who's who at the moment, but doing a very good show, putting it together. Germany 265 should be getting through on WhatsApp. Who's in the heat? But as far as I can work out, this might be. They've done it in a different order, so there we go. That's confused me. They're not going in the order I've got. Andre, loving windsurfing, loving DK. Tom Aruba saying coaching the youth is very important. Oh, gosh, for the pushy straight through, man. Love the commitment. Love the commitment. His sail's not going to love the commitment, but that was committed. Yeah, sorry. Tom Aruba, coaching for the youth is very important. What IQ Foil is doing with their coaching weekends is great. I actually don't know what they're doing, but that sounds like it is a good thing. Any sort of coaching has got to be good. We've got Job saying, I just get really itchy and excited because I have to wait till the summer. When's the summer? Next summer. Why? How many knots? Well, we had 32 knots before. So Lewis Lana, I'm just being told on WhatsApp. Lewis Lana, under 17s. Nadia just coming in. Let's get on to the water. Is this Gasparini? Could well be. Mini Gasparini going out. Say 30 knots, but it's an onshore 30 knots. So you obviously lose a bit of power in the waves. But essentially, that is what we've got. Nice little one on the inside. I say, you want to be that first team to finish. That's what bags you the 10 bonus points, and that has been making the difference. So, you know, no point searching out there for the wave that never comes. Go on, get them knees up. Knees up. Yeah, so Gasparini, Mini Gasparini. Guilio is out there. There he is. Who will be the juniors of the future? Who's going to win a world title? Is it going to be a famous son, or a son of a famous dad, or a son of a famous woman windsurfer? Karen Yaggies. Well, a few years to go, really, but you never know. I'm sure they'll all be into it. Kind of excited to be commentating on that stuff. It's probably quite a bit of a way off, but at the moment we've obviously got Dunkerbeck, Shrunkerbeck, Liam pushing through. This looks like Richter. He just won a racing event in Germany, so he's doing a bit of everything. And I like to see that as well. You know, Amado and these guys who are doing a bit of everything. I'm really into that. Obviously, it's expensive, and I know that. But in terms of if you can do it, doing the different disciplines, I think that keeps you motivated. You know, if you do freestyle all year, I'm not sure that's good for you. You want to mix it up with a bit of wave sailing, and the racing is a whole different element of that. Again, it's a lot of kit involved, but depending where you live, can be done. Can be done. So Gasparini on the inside, Richter on the outside. Maybe he's changed up. Leo Richter, what's he got for us? Will it be off the Richter scale? Wait till he's... Oh, there's a forward loop on the inside. It's getting a bit damp. Oh, just tags him on the white water. Got James West cheering in from Reactive down in sunny Plymouth. Is it sunny, though? Is it sunny, James? Down in Bigbury, the local, Bantham. Used to have a girlfriend down there. That spot, I could never get it right. It was always no wind. Always the island was in the way. Looks like it's dropped, doesn't it? Definitely not 30 knots anymore. They did say they got this small window of proper wind. So we're getting towards the that window, and with the onshore, can be pretty tricky. So you got Richter. The Richter scale. Maybe his dad invented the Richter scale. I don't. He was a good windsurfer, though, from what I've heard. Still is a good windsurfer, Philip Richter, by all accounts. Someone just got steamrolled. This is Liam Schrankerbeck. I don't think he's in this heat. I think he's out. I think it should be Gasparini on your screens and Richter on the Neil Pride. There he is. Definitely going a bit lighter. So now this is when competition now comes in. You just got to get something in the bag. Time will run out. So just sneak in a little forward, go for those bonus 10 points, because you can imagine you're not going to score anything big in the onshore lighter winds. What are you going to score? So the difference would definitely be come down to the bonus points. And Gasparini's like, I'm done. That'll do me. Tig, tag, tag. Off and running, literally. Trying to bag the bonus. I'm waiting to hear which team is in front. I've not had an update yet. It depends. Really good. It does depend on the bonus points at the end. Who have we got going out? Richter. Bomb. Look at that. It's a powerful little slap, isn't it? Just goes off the back. Or does he? He stays in. Oh! Quite have his thing down. This looks like Brandenburg. See if we can get an update on the teams. Let's see what we've got. Bit of running going up. That looks like Richter. Yep, Brandenburg is team 2. He's out there. And it's definitely dropping. They might have timed this competition literally right on the button. And it already looks like, I think that's Mads Bjorner, is it? Oh, no, Tobias Bjorner. So Tobias Bjorner, he's better just to go for the bonus. Just do a roll round forward. Ride a tiny little wave. Take the bonus. Take the win. Go on. I'm sure he's had a few tips there, Brandenburg. Team 3 is ahead at the moment, which is the Tobias Bjorner, who's on your screen now. That is the team leading. They're on their 5th rider, but the points are very similar. So by the sounds of it, whoever finishes first, and that looks like it's going to be Team 3 at the moment, will take the win. So points are super close, but whoever finishes first will get the 10 bonus points. Tobias Bjorner, go on, what's he got? Is there something out there? Should be getting something. This looks like it's going to jack up enough, is it? It's just not enough wind. Say, when you've got against the time, you've almost just got to force it out, because the difference between a spin loop off the swell there and hitting a wave might only be a point. But you get the 10 bonus points, it's different. Well, there we go. Well, he obviously was thinking the same thing, but it didn't work out. If you're just tuning in, this is the NoerStick PWA Youth World Cup up in Klitmøller, Denmark. Obviously, the area is called Cold Hawaii. If you've not heard, a few people saying, is that the sponsor? It's like, no, well, it sort of is. It's the area up there, which they call Cold Hawaii, because they've got some decent waves. A bit like Hawaii, just a little bit colder. I'll say a little bit colder. It can get pretty cold. So, yeah, we've got this team event going on, obviously sponsored by NoerStick. Bringing you the live stream all the way from Denmark. I'm obviously here. I say obviously here. I'm actually in Portugal. And it's quite nice to watch the guys in action, and the girls have been killing it this week. Literally is bolt on shore. So if you're looking and thinking, you put a bit more angle on this, these guys were going off the other day. And there we go. Starboard tack, pushy. Oh, Brandenburg takes the backhand off. It's a good tip, actually, when you're trying to land it. helps get that sail open. You've got to have the rotation on it though, otherwise it might end in tears. No, I don't think he's in this heat, as far as I know. We've got Brandenburg, who's on your right-hand side. There he is, the gun sail. Go left, boys. There we go. And then we've got Tobias Bjorner also in this on the duotone. But very, very onshore now. Almost, starboard tack as Tobias Bjorner. Looks like he picked up a nice wave there at the end. Brandenburg trying to come back at him. Not easy. Not easy on this real small stuff on the inside. Like I say, just so onshore, difficult to find the waves out the back. Tags in. Next rider up and riding. Who's it going to be? Looks like is that Lena? So the duotone boys going out, bit of testing. I think it is. It looks like Henry Kohlberg going out, but I'm not sure he's in the heat. Well, maybe he is. Didn't see anyone tag him though. He is in the heat. He's in team 3. So maybe that is Lena Vindor. Oh, it can't be. She's not in the heat. That's not what I'm on about. It's obviously not. It's on the Gastra. Sorry. Oh, went for the backy. It's really super onshore. My apologies there. Lars Bubelak, maybe. Henry is in team 3. Okay, so Henry is in team 3. So it sounds like he's switched over with Tobias Bjorner. Oh, there's the push heat from Gasparini. So the only problem with this team event and commentating is difficult to stay. Yeah, and here's Lars Bubelak. Bubelak. Nice name. Bubelak. Bubelak. Sorry, Lars Bubelak. It was the helmet that put me off. Apologies, Lars. So we got Bubelak on the Gastra. And Henry Kohlberg. Kohlberg. Come on, Kohlberg. He won the under-20s the other day on Sunday. Looked in really good form, actually. Looks like he's been putting the work in. Got Tony with a comment saying, Ben, what is the best all-round place to live for a windsurfer? Maui, Canaries, or... Well, I would imagine Maui's pretty good. It depends what you want, I guess. As I was saying earlier, I don't know if you were listening earlier, but I don't know if it's always... Oh, hey, Henry, with a push loop on starboard tack. Oh, just goes down pretty hard on the sail. I mean, Henry spent a bit of time in Maui, so obviously that push loop on starboard tack obviously comes from his Maui days. But yeah, like sometimes you think you want to windsurf. Well, I don't know. It depends on your job, I suppose. Because I guess the idea for a windsurfer is, ideally you don't have a job, but realistically we've all got jobs and we all have to do some work. So if it's windy every day, I guess then you could just go out after work. But windsurfing every day, I don't know if that is a good thing. I think sometimes it's good not to be able to windsurf every day. So then when you do go windsurfing, you're really motivated for it. So there is something to be said for that. But then you don't want the 2, 3, 4 months of no windsurfing, which happens in Europe sometimes, which is a killer, I would say. Lars Bubelak with a nice little wave ride there to finish things off. Greece is a good spot there for sure. I mean, it depends what you want as well. Like Portugal's obviously good, but it depends what sailing you want to do. Maui has got pretty much everything, I would say. But it's also, you've got to be realistic of where you want to live, how far your family is away, and all that stuff. It all adds in. I'm obviously quite an expert, I feel like this at the moment, because I've been looking around the world for years of somewhere to live. There's Henry Kohlberg. You know, he's a young fellow. He's traveling around the world, and he's probably wondering, do I want to live in Germany? Do I want to live in Maui? And you do think that as you travel around the world as a young kid, or probably you don't think it, but you're kind of already working that out. Like, these guys want to be sailing every day, 24/7. When you get a bit older, you want to be, but it's just not physically possible. So Henry Kohlberg there claims that wave ride. It looks like he's still looking for the jump. There we go. Henry Kohlberg. Is he going to get that jump? Kind of getting down to the end of this heat. Now, conditions have gone very onshore, really difficult. I've been in Clipmore when it's like this, and it's really not easy. Just struggling to find a ramp. Gonna have to do a little forward, and he couldn't even find the little ramp for that. And there's that forward. He'll claim that, and that will be his jump to carry forward. So it's an interesting conversation of where in the world to live. Like I said, that's been a kind of almost. I always think about making videos about everything, but then the actual time to put into making it, and is it going to go down well? You have to always think about that. But I did think about that. Where do you want to live? Because the Canaries is definitely, you know, got to be for cost of living, not too far from Europe. It's got a lot going for it, for sure. It depends if you want to be on an island. And I know that sounds daft, but some people don't like living on an island. Interesting to hear your thoughts. You know, must be a few of you out there thought, maybe I'll sack it all in and move to wherever. Australia, you know, really cool place. But if you're from Europe and your family's from Europe, do you want to live in Australia? Any young kids watching? They're probably good people to ask. You know, where would you want to live? They want to live somewhere which is windy 24/7. You know, Maui, Canaries, I would say 2 definitely good spots. Greece, obviously windy, but where's the waves? Clipmuller, not a bad place if you go away for the winter. I have to say, though, the UK is bloody good. When it's good for windsurfing, the UK delivers some amazing conditions. The problem is consistency. So we got Valters, Valking X out. Valking X. He's on the hot sails, I think. Yeah. So Valters on the hot sail. Must be getting towards the end. This has been a bit slower, this final, because of the wind. So definitely not as much action as the earlier rounds, or as quick action, we should say. A few of the other sailors sailing, you can see just dropping off the plane with that onshore wind. Last youth rider we're hearing is Valters. Here he is. You want them bag them 10 points. With the conditions gone like this, you're not going to maximize your jump scores or your wave scores. So just get your thing, finish that team early. Michael saying Australia is also an island. Yeah, it's a bloody big one. It's a blooming big one. Rocket at the back. Valters, come on, Valters, what you got? Can't look super powered, does he? Oh, he's heading out there, going whale watching. Needs to get a ramp. Needs to get a ramp. So I've done so many runs like this in Clipmuller where you think you see one and you, yeah, and then you get there, flat. Valters, come on, son. You got this. Don't think he's in this heat. It's one of the Richters. We got Martin Deman saying, why don't they rig a bigger sail? Well, you know, this is junior level. So you've got to remember, you're in the competition. Maybe you don't have lots of different masts and booms and everything. Maybe this is just your setup. So you'd have to de-rig, go get your sail, and maybe they're not all totally ready for the wind to drop, you know? I mean, it's not until I started doing the PWA properly and I had all the rigs rigged up and ready, you know, but maybe that, or maybe they think, oh, I like this one. This has all been good all day, and then it's just dropped and they've not been not quite ready. A bit more pressure. So yeah, it's going to be dangerous out there though with that onshore wind, not much power. This is a bit of an anticlimax at the end, isn't it? It's not quite made it through. You're right though, Martin Deman, he says rig a bigger sail, or maybe their team, you know, boss, their pro should be lending them a bigger sail. But I guess a lot of these young guys have got sort of little sponsorship deals, discounts, some of them on better deals than others, I guess. I mean, that's another chat I was interested or video trying to make about sponsorship, how to get sponsored, what to expect, you know, different ways of getting it and who gets sponsored and why you get sponsored. Because you get some people just thinking they've got to just go out and sail, which is not necessarily how it works these days. You have to offer benefit, you know, unless you're an absolute ripper and people are watching you sail and go, oh my God, this guy's amazing. It must be the gear, you know. It's difficult. You've got to offer other things. So yeah, looks like we're struggling a little bit here. I think we're down to one camera by the looks of it. No, we got two. But pretty sure Nana Neubauer is not in this heat, but maybe I'm wrong. We got a lot of them all mixing in with each other because they've drifted downwind. This is Valters. He is in the heat, no doubt about it. Like I say, needs those 10 bonus points. And he's right down the bottom end because that concrete wall is the bottom of the point. Latvia. I guess there's not many wave sailors from Latvia. He looks a bit disappointed, doesn't he? That's the old, he's got that from the pros. Definitely learned that. Hand off. Okay, so conditions are super hard. We're hearing from the head judge. No doubt about it. But Martin Bailey tuning in says, good to hear you're commentating an event. Listen to PWA events big time. Yeah, good sailing from the young guys for sure. It's been a very, very strange year with no real live events, no PWA live events anyway, and not many others. So hopefully we'll be. I mean, the thing is, sometimes you need to miss something to appreciate it. You know, the same like that in normal life. So maybe it's all a good thing. It's all happening for a reason. And I can honestly tell you that some of the pro riders, especially the ones that have been on tour for a long time, might be happy. I'm not saying I have, spoke to lots of them, but maybe they're actually happy to have a year where they haven't been doing the tour. And then they come back super refreshed next year, smashing it out. Because, you know, it is, I don't want to say this because I'm going to get a lot of people going, oh, shut up, Ben, it's the best life in the world. But let's say you've been doing it for 15 years is a long time. It's a long time, you know, doing the same events all year. And you sometimes need refreshing, and it's very hard to get that refresh. And something like this, or being injured, sometimes can be that kick up the ass you need, and you learn, you kind of realize what you're missing and how good it is and how good your life is and all that, you know, stuff. Sounds a bit cliched, but I genuinely think it's really true. I mean, I've had a few injuries in my time, and as long as you come back fit and healthy from them, they can be like a blessing in disguise. If you are just tuning in, this is the NoerStick Youth World Cup, PWA World Cup. Yeah, we're up in Klitmøller, Denmark. We've had a lot of action on Sunday. It went down. The guys were, and the girls were going off, really were going off. And pretty much the whole competition got done on that day because the forecast wasn't good. But we've had some conditions since then. That was a nice turn, wasn't it? That was pretty sick. Not quite sure of who we've got on the water. They misfelt us clean forward, apparently. So we're not sure who's on the water at the moment. It's the end of the heat. The red flag is up, we're hearing. So let's wait and see. Red flag is up. Everyone's out there just freestyling at the moment. It's a total mishmash of everyone. But it would be, wouldn't it? You're a youth, you're a junior. You think you're going to stand on the beach and watch windsurfing. I mean, that's the weird thing. Windsurfing is not a good spectator sport. Why? Because most of the spectators are windsurfers, and if it's good, you want to be out there windsurfing. So the live is really good for the people who are working, stuck in an office or stuck somewhere where they can't go windsurfing. But if it's a windy day at the beach and you're there and there's a comp on, the chances are, if you're a windsurfer, you ain't going to stand and watch. You're just going to go windsurfing, unless you've had a lot of windsurfing and you're kind of relaxed about the whole thing. But most people have been working and they get to the weekend and whatever, and they want to go windsurfing. It's just how it is. I think it's kind of funny, really. What have we got? The young guns are great to see. I wish I'd had this gear when I started 40 years ago. Martin Demand, I totally agree. I mean, I remember the gear that I started off on. I was talking about it earlier. Tiga 260, was my short board, which if you see it on the floor now, 260 is so long. And then I had like this cut down triangular sail, one batten or something like that. And then I had these, I had small wave sail. Actually, I had a RAF Wave, Neil Pride RAF Wave, Mark Angulo signature sail. It was kind of my hero. Gastra Pro, what's that? Gastra Speed Pro with a camber in it. Was my bigger sail with a 5 meter. No, but it's funny, isn't it? And then you see this new stuff. You see the duotone stuff. It's like they've got these little grip wave boards and all that. It's just amazing what they can have now. I think it's super cool. Where did the wing gliders go? Well, they've turned into wings, haven't they, nowadays? That's the thing that is kind of filling that bottom end rubbish conditions. Getting out there doing something. I think we're going to see a bit more of the winging for sure. There's definitely a point where windsurfing in certain conditions is limited, and this just adds a little bit of spice, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I think it's close enough to windsurfing for it to be cool. It's not down the kiting route. It is a bit like windsurfing. I think there's very close similarities, which I think is good. And not being connected to the board has benefits, which I also think is cool. I think it will benefit windsurfing. I think we'll see people doing that, and then they'll reach the limits on that, and then you might see them windsurfing, because obviously windsurfing is the top of the top. You don't get any better than that, but we've got to introduce them somehow. So if we can turn the suppers into wingers, because all this guy's got, if he's got a sup, all he needs is a wing, and then he can go, he doesn't need an attachment. You don't need that little deck plate, which a lot of sups haven't got, so they can get into the wing. And then they start to realize the power of the wind and a board, and the power of the wind and a board in your hands, that only leads to windsurfing at the end of the day. That's my theory on it. I'm kind of with that. Ollie Wood says, as long as Ben don't go windsurfing and keeps commentating, it's okay, even with good conditions. Yes, well, I'm like, you got to go. I say this to a lot of people because I have, some people on channel go, where's this video? Where's this? I'm like, look, if I don't go windsurfing and I'm not motivated, the channel will 100% die, because the channel happens literally because of my motivation for windsurfing. So my main goal, and it has been forever, is to stay motivated for windsurfing. So however I do that benefits what I do. It benefits the commentary, benefits the channel, and that's benefits my life. That's what I've realized. So I'm quite clear on how my brain and how it all works. And the reason I can stay motivated and I love the whole thing still is because of how much time I dedicate to going windsurfing. I obviously dedicate a lot of time recently to making videos or coming up with concepts and filming stuff. But at the end of the day, it's all about windsurfing. If, the guy who runs Windsurfing.TV is not motivated by windsurfing, it just ain't going to happen. it's like the PWA. It's like anything. The guys behind a lot of this, behind the windsurfing brands, you can tell the brands that are doing well, they have motivated windsurfers behind the brand. If it's all about making money and doing that, it's just not going to happen. You see that with a lot of different sports, and when people have stuff going on with their lives, footballers, for example, something's going terrible in their life. They're not happy where they are at what football club. It doesn't mean they're a terrible footballer. It just means their brain is just not there, and then their whole thing tails off. And I think that happens in every walk of life. So my motivation forever has always been stay motivated, and keep passionate about windsurfing, and the rest will just fall into place, which so far it's working good. It's working good. So there we go. That is the end of the competition. We are waiting for the results to come down. Dun, 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 dun. What team will it be? We got team 3. Obviously, that was the team led by Mads Bjorne. Yeah, Tobias Bjorne. We had Neubauer in that, Malters, Kohlberg, Richter. A good solid team, this, wasn't it? Jobolowski and Lena. And we also had team 2, which was run by Arthur Arutkin, Gasparini, Vinayex. We had Sprandenberg, Berens, Bublak, and Van Holzen. But I don't think we finished. No, not everyone had a go. So the results for this kind of ended a little bit, but that's what it is. Windsurfing. We don't guarantee the wind. You can try your best, but we can't control the weather. We got Tori saying, thanks for your work. So much great content. The boys in Denmark are bringing us the live. I'm just talking. As usual, I'm just talking. But like I said, it's really interesting to get your guys' comments on the channel, on this, program we're doing here. Always really good to hear the feedback from the guys that watch the videos. A lot of the time I'm coming from my own head and what I would like to see, because I'm a kind of keen fan, windsurfing fan. So I think to myself, what would I want to see? Yeah, I'd like to see that. And that's what I do. I don't always get it right, and I don't always think like you guys. So always good to have feedback and let us know what's going on the channel today as well. We've got the podcast from Robbie Nash. Matt Rakowski is going to plug, we're going to plug it now. We're going to do the podcast. It's already live. It's already ready to go live. I just need to press the button. So Robbie Nash podcast coming up, which should be an interesting listen. I think you're going to enjoy that one. And then it looks like we got Sven Rasmussen from Starboard coming up next week. And again, that is another super interesting chat on the channel. If you want to support the channel, you can chip in some beer money if you want. The link's probably below. Massive thanks as well for NoerStick for providing this live stream from Denmark. Like I said, I'm missing some great surfing to do this, but it's my pleasure, to be honest. Finn owes me a few beers. You know it. We're waiting for the results. We should have them through very soon. Hopefully. There we go. End of the heat. All over. So team 3 wins 45 points against teams 2, 33. As the conditions got worse, there was no way to come back. So it is the local hero, Mads Bjorne's team, that wins. I mean, there'll be a few of you out there looking at the teams. Mark Paré, Victor Fernandez, Arthur Arutkin, and Mads Bjorne. And you probably thought, oh, well, yeah, I want to be on that team. But Mads is the man that brings it home, local ripper. His son was obviously in his team. So even if he did have thoughts, I want to be on Victor Fernandez's team, it didn't work out, mate. It didn't work out. It will be Mads Bjorne's team that takes home the victory. So great. Let's read out who's in the team, just so you know. So we had, well, actually, we got some big players in that, to be fair. Tobias Bjorne, obviously, Mads' son, under 15, ripping. I think he finished 3rd in the main comp. Unlucky not to make the final. Had a really close one against Anton Richter. Leonard Neubauer, again, nothing you can say about that guy. Came up short against Liam Dunkerbeck in the under-17s final, but solid sailor, and he will make some great results on the freestyle tour when we kick that off again next year. We had Malta looking really good. We had Henry Kohlberg won the under-20s, so we had some real rippers in this. Leo Richter apparently won some slalom event in Germany last week, so he's a ripper. Lewis Lanner from under-17s, and Nadia Gobolansky So great stuff. Great stuff. That's what we want to see. There we go. Steve Thorpe just chipping in, says Mads is such a ripper. Check out his YouTube channel. Definitely worth it. He has got all the moves. Real understated guy. Will never shout about how good he is. That is definitely for sure. A real quiet fella, but he rips. He's got all the moves, and he has done for a long time. Like I say, he's been many time Danish wave sailing champion. Always ripping. That's for sure. What we got in here? We got Neil saying sailing Ben is a happy Ben. You're true there, mate. True there. My workshop hours are 9 a.m. to 18 knots. Love it. It should be. That's how it's got to be. I mean, we all know. I think we all live in a real world. And if you aren't happy and you just, what is it? All work and no play makes Ben a dull boy or something like that. It's true. You got to get out there when you can. Obviously, we've all got commitments and stuff, but you've got to squeeze in them hours. You've got to squeeze in them hours. Okay, so I think we're done. I think we are done for the day. Are we going to get a prize giving? That's what I just need to know. If we're not, I'm going to wrap it up here, and I'm going to go and wax up the surfboard because the surf is starting to pump by all accounts. So let me know, Finn. Are we going to scream a prize giving? Are we going to stream a prize giving? Somebody tell me over there in Denmark. No, we're not. Okay. Are we going to get any views of the competitors? I don't think so. So I think we are done. Thanks to everyone for tuning in here in Portugal, but the action in Denmark is the NoerStick Youth PWA World Cup. We're talking about doing a live questions and answers. Bjorn Dunkerbeck, Victor Fernandez, and Mads Bjorner tomorrow night around 7, 8 o'clock, depending on which part of Europe you're in. If you're keen, let us know. But that is the thing. We're going to be talking about youth and junior sailing. We're probably going to go into some of Bjorn's early stuff. Interesting to hear some stories from him. And I don't know. We're just literally going to go online. We're going to go live. We're going to have a chat. We might have an audience. I have no clue. I'm just going to be talking. So I'll let them tell me over there in Denmark what the plan is. But I think we're going to try and line up something like that. So stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe if you've not already subscribed. If you want to chip in some beers, it's thirsty work, I tell you. You can chip in, and we'll see you probably tomorrow night.